What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another David Rams live stream. Hope you're all doing great. So today's stream, I had an idea, right? Yesterday, I put out a tweet, I put out a YouTube community post, and I also put out an Instagram sticker, whatever it is, thing, asking everyone the same question. That question was, I was raised vegetarian, born and raised vegetarian. I've been vegan for 14 years, and I've been an activist for about 6 years. If you could ask me one question, what would it be? So on Twitter, it got a little bit wild actually over there. It's like a 300 responses or something like that. And people are waiting for some answers to their questions. On Instagram, it also did pretty good. It got, I don't know how many responses, but quite a lot of responses, people with questions. And on YouTube, there was probably about 50 in the community post thing. So I thought, I need to answer these people, right? So I thought, why don't we just come on here, do a little stream, and let's answer as many as we can together. So I've hooked it up so that you guys can see my Twitter. So we'll be doing it live. I've hooked it up so that you can see my Instagram, where people are asking the questions. My phone is hooked up here. You'll be able to see the screen. I'll show you. It's pretty cool. Look at this. Look at that. So yeah, that's my phone. Hold up. It was open on Instagram, but we're going to be, yeah, there you go. So for example, be able to show you my phone screen, and then, oh, that's not very nice. Yeah, but anyway, you get the point. All right, you'll be able to see my Instagram, and we're gonna go through and answer a lot of questions. Obviously, as well, I want to answer your questions too. So how we'll do it is, if you do have a question for me to ask, all my life vegetarian until 14 years ago when I became vegan, and then activist for the last 6 years. If there's one question or many questions you want to ask me, at me in the live chat, make sure you at David Rams, then it'll show up colorful for me and I'll be able to see it. If you want to guarantee that I see your comment and respond, then use the Streamlabs tip link or use the super chat, the YouTube built-in super chat. That's better for me, of course, and better for you. Better for you because you get guaranteed that I'll respond to it. Better for me because then you're supporting my work and helping me do what I do, which takes a hell of a lot of time and effort, and unfortunately takes money, guys. So do help me out, send through some tips, send through some super chats, and let's ask a lot of questions. I see there is already one question here in the live chat, so I'll answer this one first, and then we'll start diving into, I think we'll start with Instagram, and then we'll move on to Twitter, and I'm going to actually respond to them, and actually respond and put them in my Instagram stories. So you're going to see me live right now posting to these platforms, as well as answering you, which I think is pretty cool. I like the idea of it. It's like very meta, isn't it? It's like you see the behind the scenes kind of thing. I see the question here. So the question here is from X. It says, do you feel like people are trying to out vegan each other makes people more likely to quit? So like stop being vegan, right? People trying to out vegan each other. I think if you see people trying to out vegan each other and they turn on you and make you feel bad, if that makes you want to start stabbing animals again, then I question whether you actually ever gave a crap about animals in the first place, if I'm totally honest with you. Now, I do understand walking away from the community and maybe saying, I don't want to be called vegan anymore. I understand that. That makes sense. But to actually go back and start hurting animals again because some people made you feel bad, no. If that's happening, I don't believe they were ever vegan. I think that's just someone being plant-based for their diet and pretending to be vegans. I just wouldn't buy that somebody would do that. Good question, though. It's definitely a problem, though. We shouldn't be trying to out vegan each other. We shouldn't be fighting each other on the last, like when we agree on 99% of the things, we should definitely not be fighting each other on the 1% that we disagree with. Shouldn't be trying to cancel each other over a 1% difference of opinion, things that don't actually matter. You know what I mean? So we should definitely stop doing that, I think. All right, then. Let's take a look at some of these Instagram questions then. Here we go. So I'm going to lean over this way so you guys can, there's Lane Norton. All right. So there it is. I was born and raised vegetarian. I've been vegan for 14 years. I've been an activist for 6 years. If you could ask me only one question, what would it be? So this is what I set up for people to come and talk to me on. So let's go from the first ones. Look at this. Whoosh. It's quite a lot, huh? Let's start with this one from Col Andre. You see down here. If you were proved that eating meat is essential, let's imagine, would you switch? So if it were, let's put it up on here. So if it were proven that eating meat were essential, Would I switch? See, this to me doesn't feel like it's a very useful question, because if meat were essential, I'd already be dead, wouldn't I? I wouldn't be 6'2". I wouldn't weigh almost 90 kilos. I wouldn't be able to put on any more. You can't see. I wouldn't be able to put on any muscle at all, but I can do all those things. And I'm not suffering with any major health issues or anything like that. Nothing has grown incorrectly. Everything's grown normally. So it's kind of like a question. This is like asking if it were proven tomorrow that I don't know, slapping babies was essential to your health, would you switch? It's like it's a kind of a meaningless question. You know what I mean? So I'll say that. To be honest, this feels like a meaningless question. No offense. Jesus, that's not going well, is it? No offense. I'll actually put what I said. Kind of like asking if it were proven that slapping babies was essential for your health, would you do it? We know meat isn't essential. From the, I don't know, millions of people, I guess, billions of people who don't eat it and are perfectly healthy. Cool. Okay, what do you think? I think that's all right, right? I'll put like a love heart so it's not like too harsh. All right, we're off. The ball's rolling. Boom, on the story. Next. Ever felt the urge to just try meat for once? Okay. Have I ever felt the urge to just try meat for once? No. I've never had the urge to do it. I was like peer pressured into it once in school when I was really young. I must have been 13 or something, and yeah, my friends were all making fun of me, and well, they weren't friends, obviously, they were little wankers. They were making fun of me, and they were like, "Oh, just try this. Just have one. Why don't you just have one bite of a hot dog? Just have this one bite. Just one bite of this hot dog. Just one." And when you're a kid, you're not used to that kind of intense pressure, and I didn't. To just get real with you guys for a second, I didn't really have the best start in life in terms of like a good role model or somebody to show me how to be strong and deal with that kind of thing. I was kind of left on my own to it. No offense to my mum, it's just that she's my mum, and my dad wasn't able to help me, and my mum did her best, but she's she doesn't know what it's like to be a young boy and deal with that kind of male peer pressure. So I didn't really have any help. So unfortunately, I ended up having like this tiny bite of a hot dog at the age of like 13. But it wasn't an urge. It was a horrible, shitty situation, really. So I guess the answer is no. Never had the urge. I made the connection between meat and the animal who was killed for it at a very young age. Thanks to my mum telling me the truth. Thanks to my mum always telling me the truth. Because this is true. She always told me the truth. Because I did, when I was younger, I did ask like, oh, why can't I have the Happy Meal at McDonald's like all my friends? Why can't I do the normal things they do? Why do I get left out? It's not fair. So she said, all right then, how about you and me? How about we watch a video that shows what happens to these beautiful animals that you keep telling me you love these animals? Well, okay, look what they're doing to them in this slaughterhouse. Look what they do to them in these places. And after that, I just said, right, well, that's the Happy Meal. That's what it is. She says, yes, that's what a Happy Meal is. Right. Okay. Well, I didn't really want it after that, as you can imagine. Like, why would I? I didn't want that. So I didn't have the urge. I had childish, when I was it must have been so hard for my mum to raise us because we're just, kids are little idiots a lot of the time. And we tough, So I had these annoying little, why can't I have that, but it was never like, oh, I'm craving it. Oh, I really want the chicken nuggets. Yeah, it wasn't. I just wanted what everybody else had, because that's just what you do as a kid. Everybody gets an Xbox, you want an Xbox. PlayStation 2, PlayStation 1, Sega Mega Drive. That's what I grew up with. Anytime somebody else got like the Sega Mega Drive, they got the new Sonic game. Oh, I want the Sonic game. That's how it goes, right? Cool. Good one. What is your favorite mushroom? Liam Hull asks. It's an easier one to respond to. I think it's got to be these cantarelli mushrooms, maybe. I really like them from here. They're like local mushrooms here in Finland. I'm going to murder the spelling of this. Cantarelli. I don't know, something like that. The Finnish delicacy. Delivery. Yeah. That's probably about, they're sick mushrooms. Guys, you got to get over to Finland and pick some wild mushrooms. They're amazing. The cantarelli mushrooms. All right. Maybe we can, I don't know how many of these are going to be. Maybe I'll scroll through and look for interesting ones, right? Like, or no offense to those that aren't going to get seen, but I mean, ones that can open up maybe more of a convo or something. Oh, somebody else. Look at that. Someone trying to get me to weigh in on the bloody conflict in the Middle East. Yeah. No thanks, guys. That's bait. Have you seen that meme with Tom Hardy where he's pointing and he's like, that's bait. Yeah, that's bait. I ain't doing that. Okay. I have a 5-year-old son. Let's look at this. I have a 5-year-old son. We are vegan. How could I keep inspiring him to stay ethical? Never lie to him. Never lie to him. Never hide the truth. Never shy away from telling him or showing him the truth. Do not compromise. That's how my mum raised me, and I turned out all right. And I think I turned out all right. I think this is really important. Too many parents think they've got to baby the kids. Like, oh, but I don't want to traumatize him. Oh, but I don't want to this. I don't want to. No, you don't need to traumatize him, but you need to make sure that this is so serious. It's like if your kid came over to you and said, I want to go and why can't I murder people? And you said, oh God, how am I going to explain this to him in a nice, kind way? The reason that we don't want to murder, okay, is it's just that we don't want to be mean to other people. No, you're not going to say that. You're going to say you don't want to murder people because murder's wrong. People want to live. They don't want to be harmed by you or abused. You need to show kindness to people. You should never, ever hurt somebody else, ever. That is wrong, okay? You need to be stern on that. And okay. Oh my God, I'm never going to murder someone then. Holy shit, that sounds really serious. Well, that's how my mum was with me. Yeah, why can't I eat chicken nuggets? Well, because they're killing animals for chicken nuggets. Look at this. Look what they do to animals. Look at that. Do you want that? No, I don't want that. Good. So let's never talk about this then. Unless you as in like never tell me you want it again then, because that's wrong. You don't want it. You don't want to pay for that. And that's where it comes from. Have the vegan one, have the vegetarian one at the time, whatever. Just be straight. Don't treat them like little babies. They don't need to be coddled. They need to be cuddled sometimes, but not coddled. What would you say is the most important thing you've learned as an activist? The most important thing that I've learned as an activist, guys, and I'll tell you this before I write it, the most important thing I've learned as an activist is to have a shield between you and the other people. The only things that tend to get to me now, as in get through my shield, is actually when it's unexpected. For example, if another vegan comes after me, I'm like, why? Like, what? That feels like a betrayal. I feel like that shouldn't happen, and I feel betrayed. And even that's getting better. I'm being totally honest with you right now. When that happens, it does get to me. I do feel betrayed. I'm out here doing my best that I can, trying to change the world, make a better world for animals. I'm doing things that I can't even tell you guys about right now, that are putting my personal safety at risk, mental health at risk. Like, I am genuinely making a lot of I wouldn't call it sacrifices because it's nothing compared to what they go through, but I am not sitting comfortably and just everything being easy. I'm really putting myself out there, right? So to try and help animals. So when another vegan comes after me, I have to admit that that gets past the shield sometimes, but like I said, the shield is getting stronger. But my main thing that I've most learned that I think is the most important for all of you is to build up a shield with non-vegans, because with non-vegans and meat eaters, it is just constant, and you need to learn how to deflect a lot of it. So what I mean by that is when someone says, I don't care about animals, or I'm not a vegan, I'll never go vegan, or don't plant our feelings, or whatever it is that they're saying to you, learn to have your back here, and learn to consider what they're saying as that they're not saying it to you, because it's not personal. They don't know you. They're saying it as a response to your words and your words alone. So do not get personal. Don't take it personally, and try to just take what they're saying as like an objective, as just words. They're just words. They're not aimed towards you personally, and just have that shield up to take their words, watch them, listen to them, and then respond to them in a way that you think is appropriate. So sometimes you can slip up on that, and sometimes you do take it personally. But if you can manage to keep it impersonal for at least 80% of the time, and just focus on what they're saying, and then just say a response that you think is appropriate, that you've thought about, but not that you're feeling, you'll be so much more efficient. You'll be more sustained, as in you'll be able to do this for a much longer time, because you're not going to be emotionally drained as you would be if you were actually taking every single conversation, every single action extremely personally. So the most important thing I'd say I've learned is you need to create a shield. Jesus, can't even get the create out there. Create a shield between you and, oh my Lord, between you and the people you're trying to convince. What I mean is, learn to not take things personally, and instead deal with the situation as objectively and I suppose, and as objectively as possible, with controlled emotion. That's probably the best way to put it, I think. Yeah. That's really, really important. I see so many activists get super worked up because they've taken something extremely personally. And it's just, sometimes the things they say are personal, right? They say something crap about your appearance or whatever. But it is still up to you as to whether you take it or not. Most of the time, they're just saying the thing they're saying because they're upset about what you said to them, right? So, yeah. Excuse me. Oh man, that's gritty. I'm having a protein shake, but it's grittier today. It's stuck in my throat. Oh. I see a question here from Eagles and Cycling. That's really sticking in there. Yeah, I'm gonna have to have some water to wash down the protein. All right. So let me just take the iPhone off for a minute so you guys can see that. Ooh, okay. Just curious, why didn't your parents raise you vegan from being born through your childhood? My wife and I are raising our 2-year-old boy vegan. It's because my mum wasn't vegan when I was born. She was vegetarian. She was vegetarian from the age of 16, and she didn't know what veganism, at least she hadn't looked into it. She just didn't understand or any of the horrors of dairy and eggs and other things. But she was, in consumption wise, in food wise, she was consuming eggs and dairy, eggs less. But she'd never wore leather. She was against all animal testing products, and so she drew a lot of lines. She just didn't, like many vegetarians, don't see the problem with dairy and eggs. That's all. That was it. So no specific reason, just that she just hadn't connected yet. That's all. If she was a vegan when I was born, then we definitely would have been raised that way. No doubt about it. Cool that you're raising yours, by the way, vegan. That's awesome. Let's have a look. Someone's made the joke, where do you get your protein? Is it difficult to get vegan food while you're traveling? Absolutely not. See, the thing is, guys, define difficult. Do you inconvenient? Absolutely, of course, right? Inconvenient. It's inconvenient to get vegan food while traveling a lot of the time, right? Difficult though. Well, yeah, you need to put the word difficult into context. Difficult when you consider the alternative. Well, what's the alternative? Paying people to stab animals in the neck, paying people to abuse animals. So is it difficult? No, it's not difficult in that context, is it? Is it difficult when you completely take away the ethics and you just, is it easier to get the meat or is it easier to get the vegan? Well, no, yeah, it's much easier to eat the meat. It's much more difficult to eat the vegan. But this is why context is important, because it's not just a simple decision between meat and vegan. It's a very, very, very important decision between life and death, or between death and life in that order, meat and vegan. So the answer is no. The answer is the alternative is funding. The alternative is paying people to abuse animals. So it can be inconvenient, sure, but the alternative is never an option. So in short, no, not difficult. It's a pleasure to make the effort. Fuck me, where's it gone? It just disappeared. Oh God, it's there. The effort to avoid funding animal abuse. Cool. I think that's all right. Doing this on the fly is interesting. I hope these come out the way I want them to. Boom. Done. All right. Let's keep on moving forward. How is everybody doing? So we got quite a lot of people in here. It's nice to see you all getting involved in the chat. Remember, guys, if you got a question you want answering, drop me just at me. If you want to support the stream, if you want to support me and what I do, use the Streamlabs link, please. That would be very, very helpful, guys. You'd be doing me a massive solid right there by supporting us, so we can keep doing the important work that we're doing. What specifically was the turning point for you? What specifically was the turning point for me? It's a kind of not the most simple turning point for me. So it's not a simple story. I was a vegetarian, as you guys all know, and I had heard about veganism from my mum, but I wasn't really into it at all. I wasn't interested. I had all my, I was very self obsessed, doing my own thing, right? I wasn't really into whatever she had to say. It's just, yo, your mum, whatever kind of thing. And my first things, what happened to me is I started to have some issues with unprocessed dairy. Started to give me some stomach problems specifically. And so I stopped eating unprocessed dairy, and then I started eating stuff like, cheese pizzas, but cooked cheese. And that was slightly better. And then I was really beating myself up thinking, God, why do I have this problem? Why do I not get to eat the cheese like everybody else? It's so unfair. It's so wrong. And then I just started to wonder, well, wait a minute. What is this? Why is this happening in the first place? Why can some people like me not digest cheese as well as other people? And I just kind of traced it back from there. And I started to think, wait a minute, hold up. Why was I even eating cheese? That's a cow's milk. What is milk for? It's for babies. Why am I drinking cow's breast milk? Why am I doing that on my cereal? Why am I putting it in cheese? And what about eggs? Why am I eating eggs? That's a chicken's unborn fetus. It's an unfertilized chicken egg, part of a chicken's menstrual cycle, like the what do you call it, amniotic sac or whatever of a chicken, basically. Why am I eating that? And I was already I already didn't purchase leather, and I didn't eat any like anything that from an animal that animal had been killed for, right? So I was already there, and animal tested products, I wasn't eating them or using them either. And it just kind of all started to like lock into place for me. Like, wait a minute, what was I even doing? Why was I even doing that? But I didn't know there was any ethical issue at this point. I just started to think, why? What's the point? Is there a need? Do I need to? And I started to look into it, and I don't need to. Okay, so I'll just not do that anymore then. Okay. And then it was a long time later that I actually learned about these industries and that reason to not support them. But by that point, I'd already stopped supporting them anyway, just out of a simple, why would I kind of thing, right? So a very weird story for me, kind of born of more of a, I don't know, a why would I mindset. So I started to realize, I'll just summarize it. I started to realize that drinking breast milk and unfertilized chicken eggs, which are basically was a very strange behavior. So I stopped. I'll just put it that way. So I stopped. Then some years later, I learned about all the ethical reasons. Oh my Lord, what is that? All the ethical reasons to not fund these industries. And the rest is history. There we go. Summarized. I think that's a pretty solid summary. It's just like a realization. Eating unfertilized eggs. Cool. It's not like, I know lots of people have these inspirational stories. I watched Dominion and Earthlings and stuff like that. And it's really weird for me. All that stuff came later for me. I never had these moments the same way that a lot of you guys may have had them. My moment just came to me just having a lot of time to think, really. I was at university, and I wasn't really a social butterfly. I found it quite hard to fit in and be this super social guy who just goes out drinking all the time and stuff. I didn't really like that back then. So I ended up just kind of doing my own thing a lot. And I guess I was introspective back then. I was sit around thinking quite a lot. That's what probably led to it, yeah. These days, a lot of people could do with a lot more of that, huh? Just sitting around thinking, as opposed to, just constantly doing shit. And just constant flow of reels and YouTube videos. And then again, though, shouldn't say that, really. We got all you guys in here. Dealing with the haters, best advice. Best advice for dealing with haters. So anti-vegans. Mockery. Every time. Mockery. Use their nonsense for content. And show every reasonable person. Oh my Lord, I can't spell reasonable. Show every reasonable person exactly what they don't want to be like. Great way to reach non-vegans and show them what their side looks like. Their side looks like. Cool. I do 100% feel that way. I think it's this at this point, there's so much hate out there. You've just got to have a laugh, guys. You got to make fun of them. You got to, a guy DM'd me earlier. I won't show it because it's DMs, and I don't know if that's, I don't know, even though he deserves it. But anyway, DM'd me, and he said, no one wants you to DM them your Tristan Tate response to Tristan Tate. You're a fucking this, you're that, you're whatever, you're disgusting, blah, 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 blah. And I just responded with the link to my video with Tristan Tate. You know, it's like, there's no point taking these people anyway seriously. Just wind them up, just fuck with them, use them for content. It really is. There's just no need to even take anything seriously with these people. Hi, thank you for the tip, Annables. Hey, you legend, Dave Rams. I'm an activist trying to go full time, but hitting walls constantly with living difficulties. I've worked with many AR groups, done direct action, frequent outreach, etc. By linking up with fellow activists, and then okay, I guess he's going to finish the comment shortly. We'll get back to you, Annables, as soon as your comment's done, mate. In the meantime, I'll look at some more of these. Maybe I'll do another one while we're waiting for you. All right. So that's okay, that's an interesting one. What are the supplements you need, and is it necessary, and their side effects? So hold up. There we go. What are the supplements you need, and is it necessary, and their side effects? So the thing is, right, I'm not in a position here to give people any kind of dietary medical advice or anything like that. It's going to depend on where you are, what your normal diet is like, how much time you have, all these different things. So put in a short way, the two supplements that most people, vegan or not, the safest two supplements that most people, vegan or not, are recommended to take: B12, D3, both of which you can get a vegan version of. And they're very cheap. So vegan or not, everyone's living busy lives. No one's eating properly. Just pop a B12 and a vitamin D3 supplement, and at least you know you got them bases covered, right? Done. Now this is again, this is advice not even just for vegans, but it's more important for vegans because our foods don't tend to have good amounts of B12 and D3 in them anyway. But it's good advice for everybody because not a lot of foods have that anyway, right? And not everyone's eating properly, like balanced diets. Most people aren't eating balanced diets. They're just running around trying to get shit done and just trying to do the easiest things possible. So take them. And with that still in mind, what other supplements could you be taking? Well, the thing is, just scale it up. As if you're a super, super, super busy person, you don't have a lot of money to do custom meal plan things, or have somebody do private chef for you, or have access to places that serve healthy food, and you only have access to like fast food crap and stuff like that, and you're just constantly on the move and never have time to prep your meals and things, and then the amount of supplements you want to take is probably going to go up, because you need to make sure that you're not going to make yourself sick while you're having this busy life. For example, when I'm traveling, I make a point of, while we are traveling in other countries, taking vitamin C supplements. Reason being is because it helps your immune system to be stronger while you're going to all these new places and eating these foods and going around with hundreds and hundreds of people in airports and buses and stuff like that. It's a nice little boost. What would be the alternative? Just to eat fruit all day, or like drink loads of orange juice? Well, I mean, we do eat some fruits and we do get some orange juice, but why not just up the vitamin C with a supplement? Because it's just going to help, isn't it? It's not going to harm. Any extra just gets peed out anyway. So it all depends on your scenario. I would always recommend, if you're going to do a lot of traveling, you should, stack up on vitamin C supplements. It's a good idea. So what else could you do? Like, there's other supplements for other purposes. There's, it depends on your situation again. But there's some of the easy ones. And the thing is, like, supplements are the vitamin supplements that you can pick up. They're perfectly safe. There's nothing going to go wrong, right? With vitamin D or B12 or vitamin C or whatever it is, right? So yeah, that's it basically, in short. Practically every other nutrient you can get from food, from plant-based food. But as I said, take a look at your diet, the kind of things you eat, pump it into Chronometer. If there's anything lacking, figure out how you can make it up with the food. If for whatever reason you're too busy or you can't be bothered, or like whatever it is, then just buy the supplement instead. I mean, it's pretty simple stuff, and it's very much worth it. It's very much worth living that way, because obviously the alternative is continuing to pay people to abuse and stab animals, and then we just, we don't want to do that. So, generally, the two supplements, most people can benefit from are B12 and D3. Both are available vegan and are affordable. Any other supplements will totally depend on your lifestyle, and habits, and that's the case. That's the case for both vegans and non-vegans. Okay. Well, I shouldn't put like most people benefit from, but especially vegans should take. I'll just put that. Should take our B12 and D3. It's just like make sure that's all. Yeah. Cool. All right. Nice. Animals, you finished off your comment. Nice. So, by linking up with fellow activists, I'm trying to make a short film in the perspective of a factory farm animal. How can I share the script with you? You can check out my little channel if you think there's a chance we could work on a project or know people who would. It'd help develop my stuck activism. So you want to make a short film in the perspective of a factory farm animal. Okay, well, in which case, Annabelle, I would recommend you contact the person that I interviewed just the other day on this channel. Ronan Barr from Sentient. Highly recommend you contact, because they literally film. My ram's covering my face. I'm going to make that a bit smaller, maybe. They literally film the from the animal's perspective. Like, that's what the point of the whole live stream was the other day, man. So I highly recommend you get over there to that stream, and the email is right there. His email's right there, and contact them, because they put cameras on animals, so it sounds like it's right up your street. So I highly just his email's there. Contact them. They will definitely be able to hook you up and help you out. Very cool that you're doing that, by the way. Veg90, thank you for the tip, mate. Appreciate it. Say thanks for the stream. Keep it up. Hey, I'm keeping it up, bro. We're gonna keep going right now. All right, let's keep on rolling. Have you reached? I think I've answered. I think some of these are quite similar. Some of them are funny. That's a nice one. Not going to ask anything but grateful to have people like you in society who don't kill animals for their taste. This is a nice one. Thank you. And thank you for being one of those people too. I'm just looking for anything that we want to, anything juicy. I think there's a couple about mental well-being. I think I've kind of already covered that with a couple of the other ones, right? There we go. Advice for people looking to use their career to end animal agriculture. So my advice here is probably twofold. If you are in a job where it has absolutely nothing to do with animals, animal rights, veganism, nothing at all right? So it's completely unrelated. And you still want to do work in the job for animals. You want to try and bring that in because you spend so much time there, 9 hours a day, probably. How can we bring this in? There are ways to do it. I've done it before. So when Christmas comes around, Easter, whatever it is, any random day, someone's birthday, you just stick your hand up. You say, hey, I'll bring the food. I'll prepare some of the things. I'll prepare all the things. Then you go home, you get some recipes out, you make the best damn plant-based food you can make with your budget. Take it and you feed everybody, and you tell them, yeah, this is what I eat all the time. This is because I don't think we should do what we do to animals. I don't think we should kill animals for food when we can eat all this delicious food. That is a great way to combine your work, work lunch where people are chilling and talking, and there'll be some debating, probably be some stuff, but people can't be angry with you if you brought them food. This is quite a nice thing. You bring in some vegan chocolate cake, or you bring in some vegan whatever it is. Usually sweet food is really good. People really like that. Bring some vegan cookies, just give them out, and people are happy. And when people are happy and eating vegan cookies, they tend to be a little bit more chill with the kind of being anti-vegan stuff. They tend to be a bit more, okay, okay. And then you'll find maybe people start saying to each other, oh, hey, when's he bringing in the vegan cookies again? Hey, David, when you bringing in vegan cookies again, man? Those cookies were sick. And you start getting this kind of vibe going. People are excited for your food. And you love it because, hey, look what you're doing. You're bringing in some plant-based food. You're opening people's minds. And it doesn't cost you your job. It doesn't cause problems for anybody. Even your directors, your managers, the people in charge of you are going to want free food. Trust me, right? So it's a win. All wins. That's one way of doing it. So that's the first idea. Second point here. If your job could have something to do with veganism and animal rights, and how would you do that? So if we're talking maybe about, for example, if you work in a scientific field, medical field, something like that, this is where it gets a bit tricky because I know you've got people you need to answer to, and they're in any field that could be related to this, you've got people to answer to. So I couldn't speak for each individual job and the individual fields people work in, but what I will say is, if it can be done, please try and do it. Don't spend your career doing something when like you don't really care about, when you could be devoting it to something that you do care about, and that is extremely important. So if your job has in any way any link at all to being able to help animals, start trying to make it work. Start trying to get that road, that path walked down as quickly as you can, without, of course, risking losing your job, because you need money, you need a wage, right? But don't waste any time. Start making it now. Start trying to go for it now. Okay, guys. So like I said, I can't comment as to what that would be, but let's answer here. So if your job has nothing to do with veganism, easy way to bring it into the workplace is free food. Bring vegan cookies, vegan cake, ideally homemade. Joke made. Ideally homemade, and give it to people. They'll absolutely love it. Love it. And that's the best time to talk about veganism. There you go. Okay, we'll just go with that because the other answer I gave is way too long. Yeah. Oh, another way. I got another way. Another simple way to use your career to help animals is simply to donate your money to people or organizations who I don't know what the word, who work 100%. Yeah. Only on helping animals. That way you turn, that's a really good point though, because you're turning that company's money into money that helps animals. And I think that's a really, really good way of using your career to help animals, right? A simple way. But yeah, without knowing what specifically the career is, it's hard to give an answer to that. Boom. We'll go for it though. If I would be carnivore, how are you still alive? I don't know what that means. Cliff, thank you for the tip, mate. Keep up your amazing work, David and Annie. #2legends. Thank you, Cliff. Keep up your amazing work, bro. You make great videos. Everyone go subscribe to Cliff Grant on Instagram, YouTube. Great activist. Vegan activist, thank you for the super chat. Thank you so much for all your help, buddy, Mel and Steve. Thanks, guys. Why are you here as vegan activist? Why not vegan muscle outreach? Hey, thanks, guys. Legends. Guys, also, go and subscribe to those guys. Mel and Steve. Vegan Muscle Outreach here on YouTube. We're going to do some reactions to some of their videos at some point as well, because they do really good outreach. And we'll check out a couple of those. They did a really good one recently, actually. You guys could go watch it if you want, but I will react to it at some point. So just FYI, you might want to watch it twice. Okay, a couple of do you have dental issues? I'm not going to respond to that one because it's weird, but no, weird. Why would I? The only dental issues I've ever had is from my own fault, not brushing my teeth properly like a fucking moron. just typical Brit, just not taking care of my teeth. Oh, here we go. Let's get in on the Hindus. Hindus believe cows are sacred because they drink cow milk, basically thanking the cows. Your thoughts? I don't get that. They think the cows are sacred because they drink cow milk, basically they think drinking the cow's milk is thanking the cow. No, it's definitely not how it works. Actually, have I been reading my phone like this awkwardly the whole time? Yeah, I'm going to lean this way now. It looks better. All right. Basically thanking the cows. Your thoughts? No. Breeding and milking animals isn't thanking them. It's selfish. I'm trying to think what I want to say here. It's selfish. It's selfish, and it's purely a selfish act. They just want to drink milk. It's absolutely ridiculous to try and justify it with spiritual woo-woo nonsense. Like, this is how we thank the cow. Yeah, I hate this woo-woo Hindu nonsense stuff, to be honest with you. And I mean, obviously, I probably wouldn't speak like this in a outreach scenario because I'm trying to. Maybe I would. Depends on how. It depends on if they were being like, rah, rah, then I would go at them. If they were being calm and kind, then I would try to match them. But yeah, it depends, each conversation and how you speak online too is a totally different way to how you would speak in real life when it comes to this kind of stuff. Because when I'm putting a message out online, it's to a large amount of people at once. So you want to put something that cuts through the BS. But in a one-to-one scenario, you got to be more, I suppose, respectful of like the conversation, like respect the conversation kind of thing. Do you take creatine, taurine, and other meat-based bioactive compounds as supplements? I'm not going to answer publicly because it's not really that relevant, but yeah, pretty much everyone that I know of takes creatine. Anyone who goes to a gym takes creatine. So creatine is like the safest bodybuilding supplement like you can buy. Okay, protein comes first. Protein powder, number one, and then creatine, number two. So there's nothing wrong with taking creatine. And actually, they're recommending it now for everybody. Basically, they recommend if you do 5 grams a day as just a general person, doesn't even need to be a vegan. They're not specifically saying this for vegans, for anybody. You can reduce your risk of some, what was it? Like memory. I don't know. They say it can improve memory. They say it can maintain cognition levels for a longer time or something like that. Some study came out about it. So yeah, guys, creatine's a good one. Do some creatine if you're, why not? Yeah, it's like biohacking or whatever. Geez, look at that drop in there. Why would you ask that question? I'm not going to say it out loud. The one that's got the are you against? I don't know. It's something that rhymes with that. Torsion. A torsion. Are you against that? It's like, what does that have to do with me being raised vegetarian, vegan 14 years, and an activist for 6 years? Really, how you? Why would that be the one that you ask? Hey, thank you so much, Lily Veg, for the super chat. Thank you for the work. I have no question. Oh, you should have asked a question though, because I'm here to answer your questions today. But hey, thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you. What helped you build confidence in doing activism? Interesting one. I think what it probably was just bloody doing it. Honestly, just getting out there and doing it. Inspirations. Inspired by. I'll just say like so. I was inspired by a few other activists as well, and that helped. Cool. I'm not gonna name drop anyone at this one. Cool, nice. Let's switch lanes for a little bit, guys. Let's take a look at the Twitter, because this is mostly vegans I can see on Instagram, so we'll come back to that in a bit. But the Twitter is where it's at. So on Twitter, I think there's a lot of non-vegans here. This tweet got a little bit pumped up. It got blown up a little bit. 39,000 views. You see that? How crazy is that? 39,000 views, 300 comments. So let's refresh and see if it's gone even higher after 300. Now, still 300. That's weird. Maybe it just refreshed now. So let's just scroll and see what comes up. I mean, this might be bad. Annie, though, what's your favorite food and why is it burritos? She already knows. Simon, why you eat gazelle? Why can't I eat pig? All right. Why haven't you went raw vegan yet? That's an interesting one. Because from everything I've seen, raw vegan is incredibly difficult to get right. And even when it does go right, the people on the diet, on the raw vegan diet, I don't know how to put this. I don't know how to put this. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know, actually. I just don't think raw vegans ever particularly look good. They're happy like that though. They're not good, but they're always very, very slim, and they seem to be happy to be that slim. And that's not my goal. So if that was my goal, if I was happy being a very, very, very slim person with no very minimal muscles and stuff, raw vegan might be the way for me. I've seen one or two raw vegan people claiming they're raw who are like big, but it's usually not like that. They're usually kind of the hippies and stuff like that. But I think it's just irrelevant. I don't know. I'm just not interested in only eating raw food. Yeah, fuck it. It's just the general answer to that is just no interest. Are you rich? No, mate. I grew up in a single parent household, in a poor area, surviving on government welfare. Very much not rich. Which is true, by the way. I don't know if I ever told you guys that, but yeah, I was raised on like what we call like a council estate, and that basically, if you're outside of England, what it means is it's the places where they send all the people that can't afford to live by themselves for whatever reason. So my mum was like a single mum, and yeah, we survived with government welfare, and that's that. Yeah, definitely not rich. People often assume that I'm middle class or upper class because of how I talk, but no, definitely not. I see we got a question down here as well in the chat. V Lam is asking, what do you say to friends and family who just don't care about the plight of animals? You just don't say anything to them. Just don't say what does it matter? That your friends, they're your family, right? And if they don't say that they don't care, they don't care. Whatever. If someone walks over to me in the street and I'm not filming and they say I don't care about animals, I say, all right, bye. And usually they're shocked about that. What do you mean? And I was like, why would I want to talk to you then? I'm not here to talk to you, mate. What a waste of time that would be. So yeah, that's what I think with that. Be their friend still and just be a family member, but save your energy for people who care about animals. They don't. Why would you try and waste your time trying to convince someone to care about animals if they just say, I don't care. I don't care that they're killed. Where are you going to go with that? All you can do is call them a name, and that's not going to go anywhere good, is it? You're just going to ruin friendships. You're going to ruin the family relationships. Save all of your energy and all of your time and go out and do some activism and try and find people who are willing to have conversations and who do care. Thank you for the question, V. Appreciate it. Am I rich? No. Sorry, what made you go vegan, and is there a difference in your health once all animal products removed from your diet? I think I already answered that one on Instagram. I'm going to try and not repeat. You're going to accept an animal heart for the transplant, or you're going to make them waste another human one on you? I currently don't need a heart transplant. And fingers crossed, I never do. That's so funny. All right. White Gandhi. Yeah. Yeah, check my banner photo. Someone called me that. The White Gandhi. So funny. You guys know about that, right? The White Gandhi. Yeah, I'll show you. Someone actually called me the White Gandhi. There you go. At the top of the profile. And the White Gandhi has strike again. Have you stopped killing the plants yet? Classic. So funny. All right. We're going to have to pile through. See, guys, I'm going to put a lot more effort in here because this is going to reach more people than Instagram will. So, what is a vegetarian vegan activist? Well, no, previously vegetarian, vegan for the last 14 years. I'm a animal rights activist. Basically, I'm doing different actions to try and change the world for animals. Yeah, that's all I asked. So that's all I'll put. And this is good because on Twitter, this will go out to more and more people as it already has been, you know. How do you like your iron deficiency? Medium rare, or well done. So funny. I'll take non-existent. How do you avoid killing insects when walking or driving? I flow everywhere. Ask a stupid question, you'll get a stupid answer. It's clearly not a, by the way, obviously, if there are silly questions like that one, which I find these questions the funniest, right? Because what they're trying to do is, it's like a hypocrisy question. They try to point out, as Piers Morgan does this all the time. They point you out. They go, well, you're a hypocrite. And no. I care about, in this case, insects while walking or driving. And we should never take that seriously and start to be like, should I? Woo. These people don't care about insects. He doesn't care about insects killed while walking or driving. This is him trying to say, you're a hypocrite, so I can keep stabbing cows. Never take that seriously, guys. The only people that can have conversations about insects while walking or driving, killing insects, or in crop production or whatever, are people who are already making all these efforts in all these other ways to not kill animals, not pay people to breed animals and kill them. That's kind of like the cutoff. If you're still paying people to breed animals and then stab them, you don't get to discuss insect deaths with me. That's not something you get to do. You haven't got that right to do that. You know what I mean? You can't. Why would I? We need to talk about you paying people to breed and kill animals. Like that's the number one thing we need to discuss. What do you believe the biggest health benefit is in being vegan in comparison to other people you've crossed paths with in your life? I think, well, the biggest health benefit benefit for most vegans is actually psychological, as they're no longer living with a constant cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance. Like, e.g., they don't have to say, I love animals, but I also kill them and eat them anymore. They can now live a life that's in alignment with what they believe, and that's really good for mental health. There you go. Boom. Because there is a lot of people are suffering with cognitive dissonance. There are a lot of people must have really stressful lives whenever they see vegan content, and and the more stress you have, the lesser a life you're going to live. You know, your life expectancy drops and drops and drops. The more and more and more you get stressed, the more these kind of conflicts you come up against. Like, oh, but I'm not a hypocrite. But I'm not an animal abuser. But I am. But I'm not. But I am. But I'm not. But I am. It can't be nice to go through that. Is being a vegan all your identity, or just 90% of it? Is being a troll all of your identity, or just 90% of it? Yeah, there's some proper losers out here. This is probably just some small account with a fake profile pic. There's so many of these on Twitter. People just hiding behind fake profiles, you know. Yep, that's an interesting one. People put in a GIF. I'm asking, do you have one question? And they put a GIF like, I don't care. Like, okay. I didn't ask you if you cared or not. I asked you, do you want to ask a question? If you don't have to ask a question, just go, is he like with a child, and he's got a baby there as well. Like, dude, you're a loser, man. Go look after your baby. Why are you leaving GIF comments on a random tweet about something you're not interested in? Like, it's so lame. There's so many just lame people about. I already answered that one. What's your testosterone level? I actually checked that recently. My testosterone level. It's I guess there's two ways you can put it. This way. See, I knew this question was here. Or I've written this down. 548 NGDL. That's, by the way, that's above. I don't know if you guys understand testosterone levels, but that's above the average for my age at 34. Next question. Oh, there's a paper. Okay. Fugo. This video, where was this? This video proves vegans kill every mole, every snake, every blah, 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 and every pheasant with... Is it like a funny one? I'll check it in a minute. Okay. I got a PayPal. Oh, cool. Did I? Wait. I'm confused. PayPal donation from Animals Are Here With Us, Not For Us. Okay, I don't see, because it's not your... Animals Are Here With Us, Not For Us. PayPal brings up your real name, by the way. So I don't know which one you are. I'm assuming you're the one with the name that the initials AC. Is that you? If so, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Is there a message there as well? Let's check. I'll get to it. There is no message with that one, AC, if that's you. But thank you. I'll just say a big thank you. That's amazing. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'll just close PayPal in case we bring the phone back up again, and just don't want to dox people's names. All right, Fugo is saying there's a vegan circle jerk link that we ought to go see. I guess it's like a joke, so I will go and check it. Let me just switch this over so you guys don't see anything annoying. All right. How's everyone doing, by the way? Broccoli's in the chat. If you're enjoying this format, are you enjoying this? Like seeing, like, responding to people and stuff like that. Is this fun for you guys? Let me know. Broccoli's in the chat if it is fun. And if it's not fun, just say, like, this isn't fun. I hate this. Say exactly that. All right, Fugo, I'm going to check this out. I see some broccolis. Nice one. Okay, let's see. This video is... All right, I'm going to load it up for you guys now. Here we go.
Y'all ever wonder what it feel like to get run over by a damn old combine?
Well, all right.
Damn, I guess I just had to keep looking for that rush, y'all. Hey, but y'all invited. They said they bon ton roulette. Sorry, world, this is how I play.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, thank you. No, that's funny because I actually read into this one. I've seen that before, Fugo. And what actually happens is they've lifted it up. So it's a lot higher. The things that cut are higher up than they should be because he's going to make that video. Normally they would be lower. So just saying, it's not a complete debunk of you know, crop deaths, but it is still pretty funny. So appreciate it. Thanks for sending it through. Great format. Going to let people call in with questions or comments like you guys did before. Ito Tofu's asking. Call in. I mean, honestly, whenever I offer people the chance to call in with a question, like non-vegans, I'm talking about here, no one ever takes up the offer. Non-vegans they're never up for that. If there's anyone in the chat who isn't vegan and wants to do that, then I would consider it. But it wasn't the plan for today, honestly, because like I say, it never really works out unless we're in like a specific place where this is something we can do. I have thought about doing a Twitter Spaces where we open up to the whole of Twitter and I can invite people in and they can ask questions and whatever and discuss and stuff like that. But that's not today. No, that wouldn't be today. Cheers for the question though. Right, let's get back into the Twitter, shall we? That's not Twitter. Here's Twitter. All right. What else do we got? Okay. My daughter's now 30. I raised her vegetarian, and in college she went vegan. It wasn't long before she began feeling sick, stressed, dizzy. I took her to a nutritionist who put her on a paleo diet and encouraged her to eat organ meats. It took 18 months, but she healed. That's not a question. That's not a question. That's an anecdote. But I'd recommend you actually find out what was lacking in her diet, rather than just going back to stabbing animals again. Rather than just having her, rather than her just going back to stabbing animals again. Yeah. Well, simple. People just, these are really annoying, these ones, because they never actually find out what the problem was, right? You know what I'm saying? They just say, oh, I started eating organ meat and it fixed everything. Right, what was the problem though? Dunno. But you don't know what the problem... No, I just know that I'm healed. So the problem could resurface. Yeah, it could, yeah. And it has done. You see some people who go ex-vegan or whatever, ex-plant-based, and then their problems resurface again not long after. And you're like, oh, so it wasn't the plant-based diet causing the problems. A lot of them will never, ever come back and make that video, but you hear about it. This happens quite a lot. What nutrient was or wasn't present that you needed, or what were you getting too much of or not enough of? That's what you need to find out. And then you can fix it on a plant-based diet without stabbing animals, can't you? Teeth again, another teeth question, weirdo. Is it morally acceptable for vegan mums to breastfeed? Yes. It's annoying that it, like, maybe if I click the back button, it will jump back where we were. How's the health of your teeth? Whatever. Fine. Oh, no, it doesn't. I need to keep scrolling down every time. What color did your hair change into? I mean, I don't know, weird. You weren't born a vegetarian. When someone responded here. Yes. Yes, I was. That's so funny. What else we got? What do you know about... I'm answering that stupid question. If you accidentally eat a human, are you still vegan? That's a doctor. A plastic surgeon. Why are you asking that, Bruce? Why are doctors like this now? What a weirdo. Who wants to go see him? Kind of weird you asking that as a plastic surgeon, mate. Do you have some kink or something? Weird kink or something? What a freak. Oh my god. Do you often feel lightheaded? No. I'm trying to think of something witty though with this one. Only when I'm high. No, because I don't do any drugs. That would be insincere, right? Only when I hold my breath for a really long time. I don't know why I find that so funny, but it's just such a stupid question to give a stupid answer. Yeah, answering them now, bro. Ask me a question, bro. Ugh. Would you come to my house for dinner and conversations? It's a vegan household. Tracy's asking me. I mean, why not? Depending on the time, depending where and when. Sure, why not? Oh, right. So this is how you do it. Oh, so you click the little... now we can just stay right where we are. Great. How did you survive a whole time of protein deficiency? Sarcasm. All right, we won't do that one. When you were a little kid, you want to eat Twinkies like your friends. Okay, we already answered that one. I've grown up being told you shouldn't put a question on a question, but saying that, after you have had a vasectomy, blowjob, is it meant to be the best form of nutrition after someone has had such a diet? What? What is wrong with you, dude? What even is... Oh, I have no idea what that even means. Where's all the single vegan women hiding? Are there any guys? Broccoli in the chat if you're a single vegan woman. But they hide... I'll say they mostly hide at vegan festivals. And also in activism. So I don't know. I want to kind of put this as it's not a reason to become an activist, but it's a great way to meet people. So start speaking up for animals, and you'll meet a load of new vegans. Hopefully you find love there. That's nice now. Boom. See, there's at least 2 here. See, there you go, Chris. There's at least 2 in my live chat, man. But I think, guys, that is a really good way, actually, to achieve a lot of things at the same time, right? You go to vegan meetups, you go to animal rights protests, you go to, get out there and be more social and do more things with other vegans and try and do more things that help animals. And just by default, you'll come into contact with more people who are like-minded. And they say that you're most likely to marry somebody from your place of work. When it comes to the vegan world, you're probably most likely to marry somebody that you meet in activism. If you're an activist, it's just very, very likely. Don't be a creep, obviously. Don't be going to activism just to be like, oh, she's fit. That's not it. But just go there and just be around, meet people, be yourself, and naturally, you might end up with somebody. There you go, a vegan. Some of the questions are so childish and reflective of people's own guilt and doubts about eating animals. It's embarrassing. Probably have pets and can't square that circle. I'm a meat eater, but don't have to drag anyone to make myself feel better about it. Just bloody own it. Interesting. Appreciate the honesty. I appreciate the honesty. But, what holds you back from being a vegan and not funding all this violence? Let's see if they're reasonable, huh? Because they seem very reasonable so far. But then when you ask oh, damn it, I lost it. When you ask a good question like that, some people tend to they don't become reasonable anymore. They become unreasonable. Who tasted meat already asked that one on the other channel, on the other Instagram. When I smell a steak sizzling on fire, it makes my mouth water. Does that happen to you when someone starts mowing the lawn? I mean, everyone loves the smell of a freshly mown lawn. So yes. I find it unfair engaging in whole food. I find it unfair engaging in the whole food plant-based diet benefits conversation with my friends because I've acquired so much more knowledge on the subject because of all the books I read. How to do it without coming off as arrogant. Tricky. Without coming off as arrogant. Maybe just point them in the right direction. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. Now, with friends and family, you've got to kind of be a bit more like that. Where do you get your patience? I take a supplement. Woo, this is fun. When are you going to start carnivore? Exactly. At exactly 12:92. I don't know. It's because there's no time exists, but it's not very good. I just put never. Let's take it nice and easy. Let's not try and be witty with that one. Recommendations for cheap vegan meals, no faffing, just easy menus. Let's just get in one. This is like cheap, easy vegan meals. I mean, this is like pretty basic stuff, huh? Let's look for something with a lot of reviews. This one may be the $1.50 per serving. This one. How does this? Does this look good? Smoky lentil vegan soup. We're already off to a bad start. I don't want fucking send people soup. I want something decent, you know. Something. I mean, that soup's bad, but it's not exactly going to win any prizes. Soup, is it? 30 cheap vegan meals that taste expensive. All right, that sounds fun. What's this? Vegan mac and there you go. That's a good one. Let's just boom. There you go. Just share that with them. Boom. Setup done. Easy. Favorite color months? Right, come on, guys. Do you eat meat substitutes? Sometimes. How many rounds? Don't know what that means. Where do you get your protein from? Is that a real question? No, so that's a vegan, I think, because it's followed by other vegans. I ain't answering it for reals. How do you maintain hope? I guess another supplement. No, I mean, how do you maintain hope? Honestly, it's not all. I don't maintain hope. I don't. Honestly, I don't. Oh, fuck's sake. Honestly, I don't. Put the comma in. I don't maintain hope, guys. I'll answer this question first. So basically, some days I wake up and I'm like, there's no hope. I have no hope. And I will go and do something else. And I'll go and play a game or edit some video or a thumbnail. But it's just, I just do the work. You don't need to have hope to get it done. Do you understand? You don't, it's like, you just plug away. You just keep on going and keep on going and keep on going, and that's it. And some days you're going to feel pretty damn hopeful. Oh, fuck, I feel like, yeah. And some days you're going to wake up and go, I don't fucking feel good. I don't feel very hopeful. But I'm still going to sit down and edit. I'm still going to sit down and script. I'm still going to do all the other things because this is what I'm doing it. My hope isn't going to determine whether I keep fighting or not. So, honestly, I don't. Some days I have less hope. Other days I have more. But regardless, I keep working regardless. Yeah. Because I know it's important. Because the alternative is doing nothing. And I refuse. And I refuse to sit on my ass doing that. There you go. No question. Just want to congratulate you. I'm 19. I've never eaten flesh. Haven't been vegetarian before upgrading to vegan 40 years ago. Wow. That's cool, huh? Bloody hell. Every person is unique and has their own reasons for their dietary choices. What do you think of such a statement? Well, every person is unique. And they do have their own reasons for their dietary choices. I'm just trying to convince people to choose to make different choices, because at the end of the day, most people don't want to see animals abused and killed. I mean, it's the statement's correct, right? We're just trying to change their minds. That's it. And most people don't want to fund animal abuse. So it's just making them realize, make that link, that little click, and go, okay, then. What would you consider some of the most effective ways for online advocacy outside of content creation and sharing articles? My biggest strength is in web development, but I'm not sure where to look to put my skills to. There are loads of vegans organizations looking for your skills, looking for someone with your skills. Maybe you can offer your services voluntarily. Start dropping some emails. Start dropping some emails around. Yeah. You know, web development, I mean, that's a pretty in-demand skill. So, what's your favorite vegan cheese? I don't know. I don't really have one, to be honest with you at this point. I think that my favorite vegan cheese possibly could be a recipe that is one that you make yourself, which was this recipe called, it's on a website that says it doesn't taste like chicken. It's called It Doesn't Taste Like Chicken Vegan Nacho Cheese. I think that was the one. I'll see if I can bring it up. Yeah, this one. This is actually one of the best vegan cheeses I've ever tasted. The website is itdoesn'ttastelikechicken.com, and it's melty, stretchy, gooey vegan nacho cheese. And this shit's awesome. You make it with cashews and nooch and what's that stuff called? That Asian stuff that you put in, fucking miso, and some like tapioca flour and shit, and it just gets like stretchy. You can kind of see there, it's like stretchy and gooey, and that's pretty nice. It can be difficult to get perfectly right, but if you get it right, oh my lord, it tastes so good. But yeah, it's a whole process with that. But that was really good. That's a really good one, gotta admit. So I could link them that one. Let's just drop them the link. I love this recipe. Boom. How many people do you think you have reached who have gone vegan since you went vegan? Oh, I couldn't even say, honestly. I honestly have no idea. I have no idea at this point. I'm just doing my best to get the word out. Not necessarily, I'm not keeping count. Because it's true, like I really just don't, like I used to be friends with somebody who, I've been friends with some activists who keep a tally of how many people say they're going to go vegan because of them. I've even been friends with activists who keep a tally of how many animals they have specifically rescued because they want to, I don't know, it's kind of a self pat on the back thing, like I'm so good, or I don't know, it keeps them motivated maybe. It doesn't really do it for me, that kind of thing. And anyway, it's really hard to gauge anyway when it comes to whether somebody goes vegan or not because of your content. I only really have I have a couple of instances where, right, this was just 100% a fact and true. But I think the way that I do the work that I do, I don't think it really offers, like, I don't see myself as the final straw as to why someone goes vegan. I see myself as one of the steps along the way to somebody making the decision. The content I make is quite direct. It's quite strong. And I think that's where someone like Cliff Grant comes in, and he kind of picks people. A lot of people will go vegan after a conversation with Cliff. And I think it's because he's doing a really good job of kind of like, I feel like he's the finisher. And other people out there like myself are more the kind of middle of the fight kind of thing. Imagine if there's a fight. There's the start of the fight, there's kind of middle rounds, and then there's the end of the fight where it's, you want to really go in like, oh, really close this thing up. I think Cliff is really good at the closing part of I feel like at the end. I feel like I belong in the middle somewhere, and I think there are other people who will be better off at the start. I feel like maybe something like that. I don't know. Maybe that's just a perception that I have. Maybe it's not actually correct. Who knows? How do you keep your patience? I think I'll give a similar answer to before. Try not to take things personally. And just and know when to walk away. Know when to walk away, and don't be afraid of walking away. It's pretty important, I think, guys, that one. How many times did you die from protein deficiency? I'm at 4 so far. I'm actually dead right now. Funny. David, do you still get period cramps? Last time I checked, I don't have... No, I mean, like, maybe something like, I don't know. I've got a couple of jokes batting around my head right now, but... Nah, I'm an old school man. I don't have those parts. Those problems. It's a joke, guys. Relax, okay? It was great seeing you in Amsterdam at One Damn Week. How long do you think we will have to keep advocating for the animals, and how do you deal with this heavy weight on our shoulders? Yeah. Well, thank Patrick. Great seeing you in Amsterdam as well, mate. How long will we have to keep advocating for the animals? I mean, there will probably always be a need for animal rights activists, even in a vegan world. That's not... I don't say that's depressing. That doesn't need to be depressing necessarily. It's just reality, and we should get comfortable with it, and we should get comfortable with it. And how do you deal with this heavy weight on our shoulders? I think, well, yeah. So to explain what I'm saying here is that get comfortable with the idea that animals are probably always going to need protection from people, right? That doesn't seem like it's a controversial to say, and it's not depressing. It is just a fact of the world that we're in, and that is the end of it. So get comfortable with it and get ready for a life of being one of these people who defends animals. That's it. In terms of how to deal with the weight on heavy weight on our shoulders, just focus on what you can do today. That's it. Just focus on what you can do today, and don't try to control the things you have no control over. That's really important. Just you do what you can do, and do it as well as you can do it. And then when you've done it, move on as quickly as you can, mentally or whatever, and don't fret or stress over the things you just have zero control over. You will lose your fucking mind if you start doing that, if you start freaking out over things you can't even control. Who's your vegan inspiration? My vegan inspiration. I don't at this point have one, probably. I'd say, like, I enjoy Joey's content, and and he's a great guy, and so, but I wouldn't say he's my inspiration. I bounce off him. Cliff as well, Cliff Grant. I bounce off Cliff. It's good to bounce ideas off these people and stuff, but inspiration probably isn't the right word. So I probably don't have one right now. I don't really have one right now. I don't really have one, but I enjoy bouncing ideas off people like, I enjoy working with people like Cliff. Is he not on Twitter? Cliff, why are you not on Twitter, mate? Bloody hell. Cliff Grant and other great activists out there working hard. Cool. Why did you feel compelled to share any of that with anyone? That's my question. Why did you feel compelled to ask this question? Fucking weirdo. How much can you bench press? Not sure. I'm not sure of my 1 rep max, but currently I'm repping like 80 for 5. Yeah, setting a new PR each week right now. So hopefully we'll be hitting 100 kgs in the next 6 months. I don't know, in the next couple of months. Yeah. That's pretty much where I'm at right now with bench press. See, for those that are interested in gym stuff, I was doing dumbbells for a long time. I was just doing dumbbell press. And recently I switched to bench press again after doing dumbbells for a long time, because I was getting like shoulder pain and stuff from the bench press. And so when I started dumbbells, I guess I got stronger and my shoulders got used to it. And now I'll jump back onto bench press and I'm a lot stronger. My shoulders are stronger and everything's fine. No pain. So next time I do bench, I'm hoping to go up again. Just did 80. That was my heaviest ever. Hoping to maybe try like 85, 90, 95, and then 100. The day I can do 100 for 5, I'm going to be very fucking happy. That's going to be sick. What can I do to make animal abuse stop once and for all? I don't have the answer to that question. I don't have the answer to that question. All I can say is please keep fighting for animals. It's really important. I think it's just keep going, you know. What's the best vegan cheese? I already put that one in there, but how do you keep from getting so utterly depressed at what seems like a hopeless situation? That's why I don't do activism. I got in such a deep depression seeing the cruelty. How do you stay positive with all the negative? It's like I said earlier, guys. I mean, you don't always have to be positive and you don't always have to be hopeful to get the job done. I'm just going to put that. You don't always have to be positive and you don't always have to be hopeful to get the job done. Just do what you can as well as you can when you can. Super important. How do you feel about vegan diets for dogs? As long as it's nutritionally adequate, no issue. Simple as that. If they're getting the nutrition, who gives a shit what they're eating? As long as it has all the nutrition they need. Why aren't you anti-natalist? Pretty sure I did a whole video on that with Lawrence. I could maybe just shoot them over to Lawrence's thing. Where is he? Oh, it's me. Lawrence Anton, David Rams must be here somewhere. Nope. It's all my... Where is the antinatalism debate we did? Why is his channel not coming up? Okay, that's strange. Let's try his here then. I think it was a live stream. Nope, it ain't coming up. Did he remove it? Lawrence, no, you didn't do this to me, did you? It was a stream, wasn't it? He did remove it. Oh my God. Lawrence has done me dirty. Wait, was it live or was it not live? Has he done me dirty? Okay, wait. Annie's saying it wasn't a stream. That would be hilarious, wouldn't it? If he proper did me dirty. I'm sure it was a bloody stream. See, it's not here. Okay, it's here. I was about to... Okay, it's right here. All good. Okay. I was about to get him on a phone call right now on stream and be like, Lawrence, how dare you? Pretty much all my thoughts on this are here. Boom. Dun 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 dun. If you hit a deer, semi-common where I am, and kill it, what happens next? What do you mean what happens next? I guess I don't know. What do you mean? Like, what would I do with deer? I'd probably... Well, yeah. Linda says I'd call the cops, but if no one was... no, I don't know. With the deer, I'd probably bury them in the woods, to be honest. Yeah, I'll probably just bury them. And if I couldn't bury them for whatever reason, I would try to move them into the woods and just obviously make sure they're dead and then leave them in the woods. I mean, what else? How do you deal with people who use excuses to cling on to eating animals despite being against cruelty to animals and thinking they love animals? Like I've got I mean, it depends on the person and the situation. Depends on the person and situation. Here's a video I made recently where someone did exactly this. Let's just get that up. David Ram's cheese, probably pops up right away. There we go. In this scenario, in this situation, I was more direct and at times possibly rude because they were. At other times, I may be more calm and, ask more. I may be more calm. Like I said, it just depends. Cool. Yeah, those guys were assholes. So, it is what it is. What's the difference between a duck? What? What's the difference between a duck? Purple. Because I don't understand the question. Would you sit down at a meal with me if I was eating steak? No. Simple. Why haven't you answered any of the questions? I have. Oh no, it didn't click the right thing. Oh wait, where are we up to? I'm not going to answer that one. What is the meaning of life? But on a serious note, how long do you think before we see a vegan world? Oh, is that no, I thought I recognized the guy. I don't think I do. Jesus, why is it not... Stop bringing his face up. Okay. How long do you think before we see a vegan world? How long before we see a vegan world? I don't know. I don't know, honestly. I don't think it will be in our time, though. I don't think it'll be in our lifetime, though. It's our job to build the foundations. The foundations... and hand the job over to the future generations who'll hopefully make it happen. Which I do believe that I don't think we're going to see any kind of vegan or plant-based world in our lifetime at all, guys. But it's not depressing at all. It's just that we're laying the groundwork for other people who will make it happen. I believe that wholly. So... if I may, would you mind answering a few genuine questions, please? I'm not vegan, but I see the virtue behind the cause. Yet I still have some questions behind the rationality of the overall goal. Characters are limited on comments, so may I message somewhere else? I mean, I don't know where to even suggest, where they were just like, I mean, you can email me. Screw it, let's just see. But it's a private, it's like one of those weird accounts, so I don't know if it's going to be like legit or whatever. But you never know. When can I meet you? What? Strange. Do you want Binger? What does that even mean? Weird people, man. Why risk your health? What does that even mean? Why risk my health by eating nutritionally adequate diet? Oh my god, I'm spelling everything wrong. That avoids stabbing animals. Weird question. You should change your name to Soy Boy. That's not a question. Well, good for you. I don't care what you eat. It's not a question. I'm just going to put this to anyone who doesn't ask a question. Oh my god. What are your testosterone levels? Again, that's so funny. Do I need to type this every time? This is a YouTuber. I'll type it. Maybe he wants to cover it. Do I have to write it like I'm only doing this because I know it, and I'm like, if I know it, I might as well put it. Does that make you happy? It's just a weird question to ask. The only question I don't have an answer for as a vegan: what is the best argument against veganism? Oh yeah, because there isn't one. The only argument that works against veganism is just basically saying, I don't care, I don't fucking care, which basically that kind of just makes you a psychopath. So it's really not a good argument, but it's the only one that a vegan can't really, if they're just like, I don't care, I'll happy to see them die, stuff like that, blah, 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 blah. It's like, well, you're just a horrible person then. I don't want to talk to you. Simple. Simple, simple, simple. I see a lot of questions and no answers yet, lol. Hopefully in time. My question is, what have you found to be the most effective method in dealing with combative carnivores who see vegans as the enemy? How to get them to openly discuss the topic? I'd say just spend your time focusing on the people who are open. There are so many people who are open to hearing what you have to say. Why waste time on people who just want to fight you? Because if you're not making content like me, I will talk to anybody, pretty much anybody on camera, because it's content, right? And you get some interesting stuff. But if I wasn't making videos, if I were only talking to people just to try and make that one individual person go vegan, I wouldn't spend any time on somebody who's just trying to fight me, really fight me. The second I realize that it's not going to go anywhere and they're just fighting for the sake of fighting, I just say, all right, you're wrong. And I completely disagree with you, and you are stabbing animals, and you're responsible for all that death and suffering. But I'm not going to change your mind. You're going to keep doing it, so I'm just going to leave it now. Not even thank you, just bye. That's it. And I've done that on camera. I've got a video coming out where I did that to a guy. Two videos coming out where I did that to people, actually, where I just said, look, I'm just going to walk away from you, that's it. And I did walk away. So if you want to see what that looks like, you'll see that soon. Do you care about all the insects and small rodents that are killed at the farm to protect your vegetables? Do you? That's the question, isn't it? You love saying all that, don't you? Yes. What do you think about the farming practices of tofu? Does it concern you? If not, wouldn't you consider you're a major... The farming practices of tofu? Where do they farm tofu? That's news to me. Brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Are you hungry? Not currently. Did you eventually break up with someone who was non-vegan if you dated them? I've cut off casual relationships over this, probably. I don't know. I kind of have, kind of haven't. Not really, to be honest with you. I just would never... Okay. Not really, to be honest with you. But I would never seriously be with someone Never be serious with someone who wasn't vegan. There you go. Done. Why? Because I'm against animal abuse. Why some people vegan then give up? Few reasons. Probably right. A few reasons. Could be a few reasons. One, they were just eating a diet. They were just eating plant-based for selfish reasons and weren't actually vegan. Two, I don't know. That's pretty much that's one reason. Two, they for some reason decided they're okay with abusing animals. Could be one of two reasons. That's pretty much all I've seen. And a load of silly excuses to try and justify themselves. What is the true reason behind all vegans telling everybody that they're in fact vegan? We just can't help ourselves. There you go. What do you think about the fact people buy meat or dairy from your money? You buy something, a book, a CD, you go to the movies or whatever. That money goes to other people who probably buy meat or dairy from that money. It's a vicious circle. The only way to avoid that, all that, would be to not exist. We just have to do the best we can. Simple stuff. We are folks vegetarian. My mum, yeah. Dad, no. Why do veggies always have to tell us they are? I've never heard a carrot speak, but fair play if you have. Oh, Jesus. See, I see what I'm telling you guys. Twitter's a lot more fun, huh? How many comments have I responded to? How many are left? Oh, we're getting towards the end, unless it's going to refresh and bring up more. Have you persuaded anyone else that you know of to become vegan? Yep. A friend from college went vegan because of a post of mine, and now she's an activist. That's my friend Kat. I made a post where I said, I was holding a sign, and it said, you can't be an animal lover and not be vegan. You can't be an environmentalist and not be vegan, which that's whatever. And then the final one was, you can't be a feminist and not be vegan. Oh, actually you can, but you also have to wear the title hypocrite, right? And then there was a whole thing underneath this. Oh my God, hundreds of comments. It went absolutely wild. She was one of the ones. She DM'd me and she was like, I'm really pissed off with this post. Like, how dare you say I'm not a feminist? And I was like, well, you're doing all this shit to cows. Female cows, specifically female cows, because they're female, they get chosen to be, abused and used for milk, and they make them have babies and they impregnate them, all this stuff. So how can you call yourself a feminist when you do that to other females just because they're a different species? What is that? And yeah, and it really pissed her off. And then she went vegan. And then now she does activism and stuff. It's actually, there's a video on my channel about this whole situation, actually. David Rams, God, what was it? Pissed off? Something like that? What was the title of this? Oh, I'm never going to find this. Went vegan. Oh, I'm never going to... It's a really old video. I'll have to pull it out at some point for you guys. What's that? David, lol, you voted for Biden, didn't you? What? Why? How could I vote for Biden? You know the world isn't America. You know that, right, mate? Yeah? Everyone... It's so funny. I've seen this on Twitter where people will put stuff up like, oh, you're a vegan? Pff, obviously a liberal, obviously a Democrat. And you're like, dude, I'm in Finland. Like, I'm from England. Why would you know what I mean? Oh, you were joking, right? Cool. But like sometimes people aren't joking, like they're legit saying that stuff. Oh, you were pretending to be one of those people, vegan Nave. My bad, dude. See, I never know who's in my live chat. I see sometimes people have vegan in the name, but they're actually trolling. So apologies if you were just actually a vegan messing around. So, but yeah, anyway, I can still roast the people that do this. Like, yeah, they're like, they think the whole world is America, and then they go, oh, you definitely voted for that. And you're like, what is wrong with you, bro? Like, what do you mean? How could I have voted for this? Like, I get someone in America to vote for me on my behalf. What kind of men do you prefer? Women. Oh man. You know, I'm sorry guys. Sometimes I'm just very happy with myself. Sometimes with the things that you look at something and it pops into your head and you're just like, oh yeah, that's funny. Oh, sorry, vegan Knave. It's here. Vegan Knave, I'm so sorry. You were just reading this person's thing. And I roasted you thinking you were saying it. I'm embarrassed. I apologize. You have my sincerest apologies to you, Vegan Knave, that you are actually, not, have you, what can I do for you? Vegan Knave, as an apology for that, you ask a question, all right? You ask a question here in the live chat and I'll put it on the screen and I'll make a big thing of it. All right. My bad. That's on me. Lily Veg. Hey, thank you for the super chat. How do you respond to people who say, I reduce eating meat? They always want me to say how amazing they are. I don't, but when I answered them, it's maybe more rude than complete meat eater. Not sure if it's right. Okay. So how to answer this, Lily Veg? It's a really good question, actually. When people say they reduce eating meat, my first question is, I'll never say, I always make a point of not saying, oh, okay, great, or cool, or, right? I'll say, okay. I'll go, oh, uh-huh. Never affirm, ever. It gives people, they're saying that because they want you to go, I'll just close this down so it's not distracting. They're saying that because they want you to go, oh, that's amazing. Don't give it to them. So they say, I'm actually reducing my meat intake right now. You can say, okay. And then I leave a space. Okay. Maybe they say something else. Okay, whatever. And then I'd follow up with why. Why did you reduce it? Now, the answer to this question is going to determine where the conversation goes next. They might say, well, because I care about animals. So, oh, that gives you a positive affirmation. I'm really glad to hear that, actually, that you care about animals. That's awesome. What's holding you back from taking all of the meat out of your diet and all the animal products if you care about animals so much? Because that's what you would do, you know? That's how to really make a difference. Oh, I feel like reducing. Well, what's holding you back from stopping now? What are you worried about? And then you open up a conversation of, well, either I'm not really worried about anything. That's sometimes people say that. You say, okay, so it's a willpower thing or a habit thing. Yeah, it's a habit thing. Okay. Well, what about if I could give you something that would help you with the setting the new habit, maybe support and recipes and all this kind of stuff to help you make the change? Would that help? Yeah, it would help. Yeah. Okay. Check out Challenge 22. It's an online Facebook group where they actually help each other and help people like you. You can ask questions. And the idea is you do 22 days of complete plant-based. And then after that, you're all set. You can keep going at it, right? None of this reduction nonsense because animals are still being stabbed while you're reducing. This way, you can live the life with full support from lots of other people living the life. And then once you're finished, you go off on your own. How does that sound? That sounds pretty good. Now, obviously, it's not going to go that smoothly, but it's important, as I said, the first bit, why did you reduce? Or why do you buy organic? Why do you buy humane? Why do you buy high welfare products? Why? Because I care about animals. What's holding you back then from being vegan and taking all the animal products away? Because no matter how high welfare it is or how much you reduce, there's still going to be violence because you're still paying into industries that stab animals, right? Hope that helps you, Lily Veg. That's how I deal with it. That's what I do when I'm on the street, something similar to that. So hopefully that works for you. Okay, Vegan Nave had a question. Here we go. What's your favorite action that you've ever done in service of the animals? That's a great question. my favorite action that I've ever done in service of animals. Damn. Actually, to be honest with you, I can't really say right now. My favorite, it's not my favorite though, so I probably can say. So my favorite, it's like, it's hard to explain. Okay, suppose the favorite action that I've ever done is the one that I'm doing currently that I'm not even able to tell you about yet, which I know sucks for you guys, but it genuinely is the biggest thing that I've ever tried to do, and it's currently ongoing, and it's currently, I can't tell you what it is because it's still too dangerous to reveal what it is, but when I do, you'll know why it's my favorite. So Vegan Dave, apologies, can't give you more info than that, but good question, and I think that's what it is. So when it's all revealed, you'll understand. And thank you for the question again. Geordie's saying that time he twerked on camera. No, that wasn't the moment. Sorry, mate. Don't mean to let you down there. All right, let's get back in here. Did you vote for Biden? I'm English and I live in Finland. No. Oh my goodness. As a vegan, do you eat the eggs of your own well cared for and loved chickens? I don't have any chickens as pets. But even if I did, I wouldn't eat their eggs. I'd feed them back to them. Why? Just why? I've already answered that one. I'm going to answer it again. How sad is it missing out on burgers and chicken strips and many more delicious food? I don't miss out. I have vegan burgers and vegan chicken strips. And the best thing is, no animal got stabbed in the throat for them. Boom. Do you ever feel that you should mind your own business? Never. Why do you insist on telling us and then asking us to ask you something? Right, you do know how Twitter works, right, mate? Like, what strange. What was your relationship with your father like? Judging by I was gonna say, judging by you asking this behind an anonymous account, probably better than yours. Or is that too mean? Is that too mean, guys? Broccolis, if that's not too mean, and just say too mean if that's too mean. I don't know if I shouldn't roast. I mean, he's trying to roast me. Basically they're trying to say that, like, oh, that's why you're a vegan, because you've got a shit relationship with your dad. It's one of these kind of conservative morons, basically. All right, you guys are saying leave it. Okay. Well, Simon wants me to do it, but a couple of you are like, no, leave it. Oh, there's a couple of broccolis though. Oof. No. I'm not gonna do it, guys. It's immature. I don't eat a lot of meat because my body does not process it well. Is there anything I can do to help my body process the delicious meat I want to eat better? What is this? What a weird question to ask. Why would you ask a vegan that? Barking up the wrong tree, mate. I'm just gonna put, like, you're barking up the wrong tree, mate. Funny. What is the single best benefit of a vegan diet? No longer saying you love animals, but being a hypocrite and stabbing them. And stabbing them for sandwiches. Will you join me in my fights? That's like a petition. So we're going to keep going. I don't have a question, but I would just like to say your parents rock. Are you okay? Not bad. Oh, we got like a philosophy nerd. No thanks. Why do vegan people look malnourished? Mate, I'm sorry, but like, I don't want to like, shame people on their appearances. But I mean, you're not exactly a spring chicken looking dude, mate. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? But he did start it, right? He started it. It's like, no offense, mate. Is it spring chicken is like speciesist? But you're not exactly winning any beauty competitions yourself. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. What a strange. I mean, it's a troll comment, so I'll go back at him, I shouldn't, we got to be a bit more mature. Let's be a bit more mature, right? Are things like Beyond Meat weird for you since you have zero nostalgia for it? Good question, actually. And yes, a little bit weird. Good question. And yes, definitely a bit weird. Yeah, it's for sure like very strange to me sometimes. Like the meat, it's too meaty. I'm like, ugh, what is this? It's strange. Where do you get your protein? It must be a vegan. Yeah. Excuse me. Oh my god, testosterone levels again. I don't think I'm going to give... I mean, this one says genuine question without hate or judgment. So I'll do it one more time. I'm 34. Fuck, I keep having to, like, see what I've written down. I don't even know if... I think this is, like, normal to high for, like, my age. I don't know. Whatever, I don't care either way. I know it's within range of where it should be, at least, so... It doesn't matter. I know I'm putting muscle on, so I must be all right. What happens if you have a kid? What happens if you have a kid? I don't know. They grow up, go to college, go to school, then college, hopefully university, then into hopefully a meaningful career, a meaningful, successful career. Just people ask weird questions. I don't know. Of the 14 years you've been vegan, how many people do you think you've told? Oh, probably millions, actually. Because, including YouTube, Oy, oy, oy. Why do you feel the need to virtue signal about it? It's a rule. It's a vegan rule. Have you ever wondered about the taste of meat or accidentally eaten some? Not really wondered, but yeah, accidentally. I'll tell you the story. I got served chicken once on what was supposed to be a vegan pizza in Nepal, of all places, where they're really serious about vegetarianism. Yeah, so what happened was I just come out of a Vipassana meditation course, 10 days silent meditation. And I was in Lumbini, Nepal, which is just a super spiritual place. And pretty much the only reason they sell meat at any of these places in Lumbini is for tourists. It's not like, it's so spiritual and so Buddhist that meat is not really even a big deal there. So anyway, I'm sat around with a table of foreigners, all of us like white basically, after the meditation, 10 days of silence. I think we've like out for like a day, and now we're getting like, oh, let's get some junk food. It's been so long. We've been eating all the food, curry and rice basically every day. So I asked them, hey, look, do me a vegetable pizza with no cheese. Okay, no cheese. They're like, no cheese. I was like, can we repeat? No cheese, okay? No cheese. Great. Vegetable pizza, no cheese. Yes, vegetable pizza, no cheese. Great. Comes out, and it's got like barbecue sauce on it. So I'm like, oh, sweet. They've done barbecue sauce, but no cheese. Great. This is awesome, because tomato sauce with no cheese is boring. So I'm eating it. And then, yeah, there's something in it. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? And I go over and I'm like, what's this? And they're like, chicken. And I'm like, what the fuck? What is wrong with... I was a bit lost for words. Like, I said vegetable. I don't eat chicken. I don't eat any animals. And they were just like, oh my God, you should have seen their faces. They looked like they were going to cry. And I would have been angry. But honestly, you should have seen how upset they were. They were just like, oh, we're so sorry, we're so sorry. Like the chefs were like coming out and stuff. And like, they were just so, because they know how serious it is, you know, for like religious people and stuff like that. It was, and then, so I couldn't be angry with them, you know. I felt horrible myself, but taking it out on them wasn't gonna. They already felt terrible, so I was just said, look, can you just make me the fucking vegetable no cheese pizza? And they said yeah, and then I left it there, you know. That was a horrible situation, but like I said, there was no use shouting or anything. They already felt bad. The point had already been made, you know. But in all the places in the world, you'd expect that to happen in Manchester. You'd expect that to happen somewhere in the US. You wouldn't expect it in Lumbini, Nepal. Like, what is a super spiritual place? Oh my Lord. Just so unlucky, you know. Okay. If you eat wheat-based products, anything harvested, animals had to die for you to eat, mutilated actually, and often, while still alive, not humanely killed like ethically farmed livestock, vegan hypocrisy. Do you really care about those animals? Animals in crop farming? Or is this just you trying to point out hypocrisy to justify breeding and stabbing animals for your sandwiches? More crops are grown and harvested to feed animals, for animal feed, than are grown and harvested to feed people. So if you really care, plant-based is the way. Boom. Silly person. Silly man. How did you initially react to learning of the cruelty involved in eggs and dairy? How did I initially react? I was disgusted and ashamed at how long I was funding it. Honestly, when I found it all out, I was like, I should have changed a lot sooner, you know. But hey, it is what it is. But yeah, I wish I'd have changed a lot sooner. Why kill so many lives for a plate of food? I agree. That's why I'm vegan. I guess he's trying to make a point. Something about, there'll be a crop death thing there as well. How's your mental health? Fine. What else to say? I don't care about anything a vegan has to say. Then why comment on a vegan post? Fucking hell. How do we live in a dystopia dominated by cognitive dissonance? It's draining. Take it day by day. Do what you can. Do what you can. And don't get frustrated if you have a bad day. Just keep moving forward. Super important that, guys. Just keep going, just keep going, just keep going, just keep going. Don't you feel embarrassed? Don't you? Don't you? You're just following the trend, just doing whatever you're told, never questioning anything. You should be embarrassed. You'd be ashamed of yourself if that's the kind of person you are, right? You know what I mean? That's embarrassing. Not what I do. I face up to the worst things in the world on a daily basis. That's what all vegans do. No, it's embarrassing to just go along and pretend it's not happening. That's embarrassing. It's pathetic. Do you value all animals equally, or does your moral compass assign less or more value to some than others? Vegan or not, everyone will have a preference for certain animals over others, which by itself isn't an issue. But it becomes an issue when someone wants to breed and kill one for a sandwich, but would never do that to another. I personally don't want any animal to be bred and killed for anything. Cool. Hemoglobin test results. I might actually have that somewhere around as well. Pretty high though, actually, my hemoglobin. Like on the upper end of the... It's within the range. I saw some of these, so I pulled out some of the things, but I'm not even gonna like... what's yours? You first. Fuck it. Are you single? No. Not a question, but I would like to say that I feel bad for you, bro. Don't. Weirdos. I wouldn't. Wouldn't what? Wouldn't what? What a weirdo. Strange, okay. Any of your family vegan? Yeah. My mum and youngest brother. How would you like your steak cooked, sir? Weird question, Stuart. Scotland stew. They always ask these questions behind accounts, fake accounts, basically. You know, is pumpkin pie vegan? Don't know. Find a vegan recipe, and it is. Done. Which country will be the next to win the World Cup for the first time? Fuck knows. Why do you feel the absolute necessity to tell everyone that you are vegan? Or why couldn't you just simply eat what you prefer and leave everyone else out of it? How to answer this in a way. Because I want to help people realize that they can't be animal lovers and also kill and eat animals. Or they can, but they're being quite violent hypocrites. I want to convince people to stop doing that because I care about animals. Boom. Do you eat eggs? No. There can't be too many more now. Must have done so many. Hypothetically, in a survival situation, you're in a plane crash in, say, the northern part of Lapland and completely isolated. There's no food, but the plane crashed into a deer. Would you eat the deer or starve? I'd use my teleportation device, which is present in this hypothetical, to teleport to the nearest city. It's a stupid question. It's a stupid answer. Do you believe diet is one size fits all because it works for you? It must work for everyone. No. But I do believe that almost everyone can eat a plant-based diet, can eat a version of a plant-based diet with and have perfectly good health. So why wouldn't you do that instead of paying people to breed, abuse, and kill animals? An iteration. Iteration? Is the right word? Is that like iteration? How do you iteration define? What is that? No, that's not what I wanted, is it? A new version. It is the right word, isn't it? Iteration. I don't fucking know if that. Well, we're gonna go for it. If it's wrong, then someone will say it's wrong, and that's just another comment. So, who are you, and or why are you on my timeline? I'm David. No idea why I'm on your timeline. Are you in favor of people having to give up eating meat, even if a 100% vegan diet is not healthy for them. I am in such a case, I eat meat and fish, but I can't eat only vegetables because my gut protests. I don't know. I'm not a dietitian, man. I don't know your situation, your exact situation, but I'd recommend seeing a plant-based specialist, nutritionist, or dietitian to find out what's going on and start the process of healing and adapting, because something is clearly up with your gut. You know, simple. What's the point of living such an unhealthy lifestyle? All right, 1 minute. Bro, I'm 6'2", 89 kilos. I train 5 days a week. No idea what you're talking about. Okay. Do I ever feel like, here's a good question, ironically enough, from David's thoughts, which is like, yeah, it's probably my thought. Do you ever feel like you're stuck in an endless loop, hearing the same questions over and over? 100%, David. Yeah, absolutely. It's, you know, week after week after week, it definitely, the same stuff tends to crop up. You're totally right. And yeah, if it's weird, but you know, for the next Face the Facts Friday, surprisingly, this is the cool thing. I do my meat flakes of the week, and there's a lot of repeating troll comments that come up. But in this next Face the Facts Friday, I've got about 50 meat flakes, and some of them are just fresh, totally fresh, brand new. Very funny. So stick around for that coming next week. Thanks for the question, David. Guys, if you have got a question, tag David Rams in the live chat and I can spot it easy. I'm just seeing now Gorick has a question, but yeah, I might have missed a couple because it shows up for me highlighted if you do a tag. Okay, so, and also of course if you do the Streamlabs, it will show up immediately, or a super chat. So do that, guys. David, did you have a lot of savings when transitioning from 9-to-5 jobs to full-time vegan activist? Some tips on trusting oneself, making it financially with just activism backup plans. Right. So what happened to me, I was working full-time from when I finished, let me think about this, from when I finished my university. I did some like part-time stuff for a little while, and then I got a full-time job. I wasn't an activist at this point. And then I started working in a full-time job, 2 full-time jobs in England. Then I relocated and got a new job in Barcelona, still working full-time. And then I started to do activism then. And a couple of things landed for me. I didn't have much savings at all. But then the UK was like, hey, David, we overtaxed you. Here's some tax back. So I was like, okay, cool. I wasn't really an activist at this point. I wasn't really full-time or anything. So I used that money to go and do some traveling. And it was during the travels when I was doing that meditation course where I realized I don't want to just keep on working full-time for things that I don't care about. I don't care about what I'm working in. I just worked in recruitment. I don't have any, like, I enjoy it and I enjoy the people and I like what I do, but I don't care. It's not going to change the world. I'm just making somebody rich. I don't want to do that anymore. So that was my first step. Then I was like, what am I going to do? What can I do? And this is what you need to do. You start to think, what can I do? What do I have to offer? What's special about me? Well, for me, I had done formal training, sales communications training with a multi-billion-dollar company. And I'd managed people in another company. And I was constantly phoning people, cold calling for sales, cold calling for jobs. I was always on the phone, and I got over the fear of talking to somebody randomly. So I had all of this. So I thought, okay, well, I can give this to people, can't I? I can maybe offer my services to vegans who want to learn how to do all that stuff, talking to the public, communicating, and my, all this stuff, right? So So that's where I began. The next thing was that, well, because I am confident in speaking, well, I can maybe do YouTube videos too. Okay, great. So I can do social media. I can start putting more effort into that. I started to get very passionate. I've always been passionate about technical things. So camera equipment, stuff like that. So then making videos became another passion for me because of that. So it all kind of fit in together. So I realized this is my place. And how do I make money? Well, I'm asking people to help me, like, okay, donations at the workshops helped a little bit, but it wasn't very long before I got an opportunity to go and work making videos for an animal rights organization. Because if you put yourself in the right places and you are passionate and you are like, go, 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 people start to notice. And then people want to work with you. They say, oh, I really like this person. They're really in touch with what they're doing. I want to work with that person. And opportunities start to open up to you. Doors start to open. So for me, that's how it worked. Now, if it didn't work out, what have I lost? I've lost some money. I don't have much I didn't have much savings, to be totally honest with you. But worst case scenario, I use all my savings, and then what? Do you have a fallback? What's the worst thing that could ever happen to you, right? My worst thing that could ever happen to me, I'd have to stay at a friend's place while I try to find a job. Oh, damn. Hold up, guys. My bad. We've lost camera, but I'll be right back. Hold up. I messed up. Okay, so you're not going to see me just for a few moments, okay, guys? So basically, let's just fix this. Okay. I'm still here. I did something very silly. I unplugged the camera to use the plug for something else. And I forgot to plug it back in. So now my battery died. Hey, but it lasted a long time, hey. These batteries don't fuck around. While I'm sorting this out, guys, I'll carry on talking about what I was saying. So yeah, long story short, to the TLDR, figure out what is the worst possible scenario that could happen to you, and then figure out, is it that bad? Like, is it actually that bad? Like, what's the worst thing that you could go through? If it's homelessness, that's pretty bad. If it's that you'd have to go stay at your friend's house, that's not so bad. If it's that you'd have to go stay with your parents again, that's not so bad either. If it's that you'd have to go and get a shit job working at Starbucks or working in a call center or working cleaning toilets, it's not that bad. If that's the worst, then, well, go for it. You know, as long as you have something to offer, as long as you have something that you think, I've got something special to offer this movement. Like, I think I can do this full time. I think I can make this work because I have invaluable skills and something to give. And I'm sure people are going to want it. And I'm sure it's going to help animals. And I'm sure it's going to, then you're shitting on yourself if you don't try. Life is so short. You'll blink, you'll click your fingers, and you'll be on your deathbed. That's how quickly it's going to go. So why waste time fucking about wondering what if? So just do it, man. If that's what you're thinking, if you tick all the boxes I just said, just fucking do it, man. Thank you for the question. All right, where were we? Before we went dark. We went dark. Michael's asking, any advice on living with a vegetarian partner who thinks she's doing enough? It's difficult if you're together because you can't just absolutely blast her, can you, really? I mean that in the talking sense. I mean, you can. Sorry, okay, so, back to... All right. You just need to make it clear, I guess, that you don't think she's doing enough, that you don't appreciate that she thinks she is, and that you have to, you know, with what you're seeing from the dairy industry and the egg industry, it bothers you. Make it clear, be honest with each other. This bothers me that you do this, and it clearly bothers animals. So I hope you're going to change. And if they're like, I'll never change, then it's like, well, I don't know. Do you want to be with somebody like that? I'm just being real here. If they're stubborn enough to be like, I'm never going to do that, I'm never going to change, you know, fuck you. Doesn't sound like the kind of person you're going to want a long, serious thing with, does it? You know? So yeah, just be very honest, be open with the communication, I'd say. What is the funniest weirdest argument you have faced against veganism. The funniest slash weirdest. There's been a lot. But I think, well, okay, the one that I personally have faced, I don't know, but the one that I've seen is definitely that guy with Earthling Ed who said that you can't be vegan because we need bloodlust to fight off China. That's the funniest shit I've ever heard. That was hilarious. So that's probably my favorite ever that I've ever heard. Yeah, that was, oh, that was so funny, so stupid. Oh my goodness. All right, should we get back into Twitter for a little bit? Yeah, let's get back into Twitter. Let's go and have a look in Twitter. What's going on? How fun are you at barbecues? Very. Man, people ask such weird questions. Why should I care? I don't know. Why should you comment? How do you prefer your steak? Oh, not sure if you missed it, mate. Oh, sorry, mate. I know it's hard to keep up. But vegans don't eat steak. Don't eat steak. I hope it's clearer for you now. Just really patronizing. Hey, 16-year vegan here. I was wondering if you're comfortable being verbally violent against non-vegans, or you prefer methods more thought-provoking ways to raise questions. Damn, verbally violent. Depends on your definition of verbally violent. If you mean shouting, raising your voice in public, stuff like that, I mean, it's good to get attention, but on a one-to-one basis, probably not the best move. It's better to ask thought-provoking questions, as you said. How did you show up in my timeline? No idea. Why do you think we care? Because you commented. Are you a bottom or a top? Why are you asking what my wife and I get up to? Weirdo. Is this like a real account? Oh, yeah, no, it's a fake account. Are you still in the closet? No, I'm a proud vegan. What are your experiences in other cultures as a vegan? Is it seen as rude to be rejecting traditional foods? It is seen as rude. It is seen as rude at times, yeah. But I don't care. We shouldn't walk around on eggshells trying not to offend people's cultures. Especially when they are cultures that are violent to animals. So strange. That people really love, oh, we can't offend the culture. We can't. Of course you can offend someone's culture. What do you think is going to happen to them? They're just going to be upset for like 10 minutes and then they'll forget about it. It's whatever. Culture's just silly in that. If it's silly, you can agree with someone's culture and you can do things like take your shoes off in someone's house or whatever. Or if they want you to not show certain body parts like shoulders and knees, stuff like that. Yeah, whatever, harmless. But if they're like, eat this, you're like, no, go fuck yourself. You're not going to force me to eat something I don't want to eat because it's my culture, though. No, come off it. Do you believe that Jesus is your Lord and your only hopes for salvation from your sins? No. No, I won't be mean with that one. There's a room, and in the room is Jesus, Satan, and the chicken. The lights go out, and when they come back on, the chicken is dead. Who killed the chicken? Boom. Let's see what we get from that. Why do you find it necessary to tell everyone that you're a vegan? Oh my God, it's the same question over and over again. Have you ever tried meat? We answered that. Did your parents give you the freedom to eat non-vegan outside their home? Absolutely not. My mum was 100% honest and clear with me about how animals are abused and killed for for non-vegan food. I didn't want to be perfectly honest with them too. Dillian, thank you for the tip, mate. How do you like your steak? 3D printed and vegan. Funny. That was a good one. I could have gone with that one. Cheers for that. Cheers for that. When did you get the extra chromosome? What a weirdo, man. There's so many weird tweeters on here. And one person liked it. Someone went, "Oh, it's really funny." I'm just gonna put like, oh, I don't actually have Downs. Is it like that? I don't know. How do you say it? I don't have Down syndrome, mate. Just something really blunt. But I've met many people who do, and they've been lovely. Which is true. They do. People with Downs. I don't know. You shouldn't stereotype, but this is a positive stereotype. The people I've met who have had Downs tend to be really lovely people. I don't know. It seems like a lot of the time, all the things that make humans shitty, people with Downs and other similar like conditions, they seem to like not have those things that make people shitty and only have a lot of the things that make people nice. Like a lot of the times they have a more simplistic worldview, and they just want to make other people happy, and they want to be happy, and it's simple as that. And they don't have a lot of the hang-ups and a lot of the shit that we all have. So yeah. Post physique. I mean, there is one here. I guess I could find it. Where was it? I actually put on a few kilos since I posted that selfie that I did after gymming for a little while, so it's even old now. There we go. From a private account with no profile pic. Funny that you're asking from behind an anon account, but sure. You're a fucking loser, man. How do you film your outreach conversations? With a camera. I don't know. Like what? I don't know. I'm not gonna answer that. So this is a bit boring. Oh my god, testosterone again. So strange. I've asked that. I'm not doing that one anymore. Do you believe veganism is for everybody? It's for anyone who's against animal abuse. It's only for people. It's only for people who are against animal abuse. Want to get some ribeye tacos? No. What makes you think anyone cares what you eat or don't eat? Well, you commented, didn't you? Do you ever consider becoming a vegan to be a mist? Yeah, lame. Gross. Gross. Another anonymous account. It's never real people, or very rarely real people who do that kind of thing. What would you prefer? The ability to eat your own hand, which would regrow overnight, the taste of your favorite vegan dish, or being able to have an endless supply of sun cream that you could squirt from your left armpit? Come on, answer that's so strange. There's a vegan. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe not. It could be like a vegan parody. How quick are you to announce to annoy to everyone knew that you were vegan? 30 seconds. No, don't be stupid. I announce before meeting them. Before we meet. Funny. Did you start taking testosterone replacement after your balls fell off? What are you on about? Why are you gay? How do you know someone is vegan? Wait too. Oh my God. Good one. Never heard it. Why are vegans such insufferable people to annoy you? Why do you have to be an activist? Can't you let others live the way they want without you dictating what the world should do? Would you say the same thing for any other cause? Just let people... People are activists for things they care about. I care about animals. I want people to stop stabbing them. Why shouldn't I try? Should help them. Oh. I am answering questions in the chat as well. Yep. But you got to tag me. And so I see it. And even better if you do it with the super chat or if you do it with the Streamlabs tip. Because then you support the channel and I'll definitely respond. Not a question. Someone asking me if I have questions for them. And that's it. We did all of them. No, wait. No, we didn't. There's a couple more. What do you use to clean your vagina? I'll just do the same thing as before. I'm an old school man. I don't have one. Do you pee sitting down sometimes? Why do you think farming is more ethical than herding or hunting? I don't know what that means. It's a weird question. Do you condemn PETA for the amount of animals they kill despite... I'm just going to comment the bloody video that Peace with Reese made. Recommend you watch this. Why do you think anyone gives a fuck about what you've been up to? Because they're commenting and asking questions. Brilliant. Why are you trying to force your views on others by making a tweet? All right, there we go. And that's it. We answered them all. Or like almost all. That was like 300. Wait, so 307, you see. When we refresh it, it'll tell us how many we just did. So it went from 307 to still 307. Okay, fine. Why does it not like update them? Does it only mean 307 direct responses, or is it just not updating? Let me have a look on the app and see what it says. Maybe it's just like a glitch. No, it still says 307 there as well. That's so strange. Okay, well, it's at 41,000 views now, this post. At the beginning, it had less, right? Yeah, well, nice. All good. Lots of comments. There's engagement still. People are responding and stuff like that. But we're not going to go and do the responses to the responses. I think most of my questions, most of my answers were just like they can stand alone, you know. All right, that was pretty cool, huh? I enjoyed getting through that. You guys enjoyed doing that? Would you like to do this more often, this kind of going online and responding to people live? Do you enjoy it? Give me a broccoli if you like this kind of thing, and we can definitely do more of it. It is quite, you know, it is something. It is interesting. I guess you guys like to. It's cathartic maybe to see somebody doing this, because obviously you guys are doing this all the time too, aren't you? You guys are always responding to comments and stuff, so it must be nice for you to see someone else doing it. We're all in this together, you know? So I imagine that's kind of, you know, it's cool. How long have they been forcibly vegan? Yeah. Funny. I thought it was a question for me. Yeah, sweet. So that was, oh yeah, we can check the YouTube as well. So I did a YouTube community tab post and there was quite a few comments there as well. We can have a little look at that. That's the only place we haven't been to yet. 67 we have here. I'll shoot that up for you. 67 comments. So I'll put it here, look like that. And then let's have a look. So we'll sort it by newest first, and then we'll just go down to the bottom. and we'll see what's the bottom one. Make it a bit smaller. Hey, thank you, JP and Julia, for the donation. Legends. That was fun. Got some good tips too. Hey, we're not done yet. Hey, don't go anywhere yet. We are not finished yet. I'm planning on going a little bit longer. Hey, but thank you guys. I really appreciate that. You're absolute legends. You know you're legends, though. You know, it's established. You don't need me to tell you that. All right. Why do you think... I can't scroll down any lower, guys, so I know it's down the bottom there, but hey. Why do you think some... I'll zoom in. There we go. Why do you think some vegan activists and influencers have failed eating vegan and have needed to go back to eating meat? So, yeah, it's like I said earlier. There are many reasons for it, but, I mean... Yeah, there are a few reasons for it. There are a few possible reasons for it. But I mostly think they just tried eating plant-based for a trend, selfish reasons. Wanted to go back to eating animal products and come up with excuses to try and justify it. Oh no, we're talking about activists. Okay, when we're oh yeah, if we're talking about activists, that's a harder question to answer. It is possible for people to have a turnaround on their ethics and stop believing in bad things, you know, e.g. Non-racist, an anti-racist becomes racist. It's possible, not common, but possible. Probably a result of community pressure, probably a result of peer pressure and other and psychological issues. I probably something like that. I don't know. Oh, I got a question here. Assuming someone chooses to care for an animal that absolutely needs to eat meat, I want to ask if you call it ethical or unethical. I personally wouldn't look after an animal or adopt an animal that needs to eat meat. As a vegan, I don't want to do that. There are plenty of people out there in the world who eat meat who can do that. For example, I wouldn't adopt a cat or a snake because there are hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people who are cat and snake people that aren't vegan. So why would the vegan do it? You know, I as a vegan would want to take an animal in that I can care for. Like, for example, a dog would be fine, or a rabbit, or more importantly, because not many people can take these animals, I'd love to have a sanctuary where we can have pigs and sheep and cows, horses, because these are more difficult animals to look after, whereas anyone in the world can take a snake, rescue a snake or rescue a cat. So yeah, that's my take on it. Thanks for the question. So, okay. Which other aspects of your worldview has changed / was influenced by becoming vegan? For me, since becoming aware of the painful reality of the injustices animals suffer, I have also become more invested in politics, economic structures, human rights, the environment, and health and nutrition. I have come to care more about my fellow humans and the world at large. What has changed? I don't know. I guess I became more interested in like, you know, the suffering and struggles of others in general. Yeah, I became more empathetic overall, for sure. Yeah, that's true. Like, I started to notice things I wouldn't normally notice. Like, I used to just overlook homeless people, for example, and then after being more in touch with animals and that kind of thing, I started to actually notice homeless people more, and I pretty much like regularly buy things for them now. I don't talk about this too much because I feel it's a bit weird to talk about it, but it's come up. So I will pretty much always buy them something. If there's somebody outside of a shop, I'll pretty much always buy them something, whether it's like some kind of vegan sandwich or some orange juice or something, because they're going to be there. Well, the way I see it is they're going to be there all day. They're going to get tired. So I always try to buy them something with like sugar in it so that they can keep going. So a juice or some kind of, I don't know, whatever's in the shop, whatever's vegan and available in the shop. So yeah. And I wouldn't have done that before. Before I was more myself. It's all about me. But yeah, since being vegan and being more involved with activism, I'm a lot more looking around and like, okay, is there anything I can do? For sure. Where do you get your protein, bro? Oh, it's Vegan Nave. What's up, man? Just ask, what's your favorite action you've done? Oh, we already answered that one. Cheers, mate. Appreciate it. Yeah, good question. What made you 8 years into living vegan to then become an activist? Well, actually, I did activism as a kid when I was about 12, and I was put off it because it was scary and people were mean to me. It was an anti-vivisection, anti-animal testing action. People were horrible. The people who worked there were calling us names and shouting at us. And I just got really put off it. So it took me a long time to get past that because it happened at such a young age and really put me off going out and protesting. So yeah, it took a while for me to get back into it again. Also, I just didn't really connect with any activists. I thought a lot of vegans were weirdos. Just didn't connect with them. And it took me a while to find my feet. So I had a bad experience in animal rights activism as a kid. I did a protest with my mom, and people were quite abusive. The public, it's more like was quite abusive. It took me a while to get over that, and also to find my people and my tribe in the activism world. Anonymous for the voiceless gave me both a step back into activism and also helped me find my kind of people and be more confident with doing activism. Yeah. Random Name asks a question. How many vegans would actually be the critical mass to get veganism mainstream and politically important? Well, the theories behind this, I know one theory behind this is that if you need to get 3% of the population on board, and that's when usually you start to see big changes. And this is based on the history of civil rights, women's rights. 3% of the population of a country, and then the rest of the country start to roll, I guess. That would mean that 3% are for animal rights and against animal agriculture, I think. So yeah, obviously I can't quote exactly all the logic behind that right now, but that's what, for example, DXE uses that. They're an animal rights group, animal activism group. That's what they say. They're trying to get 3% of the population on board with this. That's their goal. So yeah, that's all I really know about like a stab in the dark. If I was to do my own kind of thinking on this, it would probably need to be to get it mainstream and politically important. You're probably looking at least just under half or half of a population, though. But I'm talking, if you're talking about theories of movements and rights movements, then it's 3%. If you're talking about what you're saying to get mainstream and politically important, you're probably looking at a lot more. But yeah, good question. One that I don't really have a complete answer to be honest with you. So it's not something I've really put so much thought into, but I can look into that and see what people say about it, what kind of research has been done there. What was it like growing up around meat-eating peers? Yeah, it was rough. Yeah, it was tough. It was tough not because I always looked at the way they were eating and said, oh, that really upsets me, but more because of the way I was treated. People always thought I was a freak. Yeah, it was tough at times. People often thought I was a freak. Kids are shit. Kids are bad at the best of times, but they were especially bad to me. Why can't you understand the simple fact that you are grown up without eating flesh? Perhaps your parents also didn't eat flesh. So you're genetically gifted to be perfectly healthy while not consuming meat. But for someone who has eaten meat since childhood, it's very unhealthy to quit meat. That's entirely untrue. Yeah, it might take a few weeks to adjust to a new diet, but it's not unhealthy. And not unhealthy to quit meat and replace it with alternative nutrition sources, alternative plant-based. There may be times when you tried to convince people, but they just gave arguments for diverting, which just shocked you in a way that you went blank and couldn't answer them. You might got defeated in those arguments. Can you share those situations with us? That's a good question. I don't think I've ever, or the only type of arguments like that I would come up against were not where I get a blank, but where I'm just like, okay, I mean, I usually get to a point where if someone says something that I'm like, I don't really have an answer to that. It's usually because it doesn't matter. It's not relevant to why you should or shouldn't go vegan. Normally when I reach that point, I just stop and go, wait a minute, right? Why are we even at the point where you've got me to a point where I can't follow? Like, we don't need to go down because I know a lot when it comes to animal rights and veganism. So if you've got me to a point where I'm struggling to keep up with what you're saying, it means we've gone into the weeds, because it's not a complicated topic. It's not a complicated concept. If you're trying to drag me down some path where you're quoting some author or some studies and trying to, like, I'm like, why are you quoting all studies? I don't have papers in front of me. I don't have time to read papers in front of me, and there's no need to read papers in front of me. Like right now, we know that animals go through what they go through. And we know that people can be healthy. They might say, oh, but this study, that doesn't matter. We know they can be healthy. We see it. It's happening. There are many, many, many vegans, and a lot of them are excelling in health, and a lot of them are just healthy, and a lot of them are unhealthy because they eat badly. But you know what I mean? That is just what it is, right? So fat vegans or whatever, people who don't eat enough and stuff like that, just like any diet. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is this doesn't really happen to me, the going blank thing. But as I said, if the conversation goes to a point where it's kind of like starting to get difficult to really follow, I just kind of like rewind. I'm like, rewind a minute. Like, why are we going down this road? What is this philosophical nonsense or this bullshit pseudoscientific nonsense? You're trying to sound intelligent. You're trying to sound, dude, just reel it back, simplify things, hey, or tell me it like I'm an idiot, right? Be simple. And then I say, right, I don't know why we're here. Why? Stop trying to justify. You know what I mean? So it's yeah. So I guess my answer is, yeah, don't let them divert. Basically, the best thing to do is not let people divert you into the weeds. Not divert you into the weeds. They want to take you to places where it's difficult for you to make a point, because that means they can avoid taking responsibility for what they're doing, and avoid their cognitive dissonance. Yeah, cool. Do you think we'll ever see a vegan world? I should answer. It's not in our lifetime, but we're building the foundation. I'll just put that again. Foundation for future generations. Have you mean some of these are the same colors? Some of these are the same questions. Have you ever punched someone while doing outreach? I haven't yet. Who knows? Maybe one day. What's it like being a scientific anomaly? Shouldn't you have died from protein deficiency by now? I have. I'm currently dead. That's always a good one. Currently dead, actually. How would you recommend getting started as an activist? Probably. So your local outreach group is a great place to get started. Guys, this is really important, actually. There's We the Free or Anonymous for the Voiceless are the two global ones I recommend. Yeah, totally. To get started as an activist, guys, this is a really good place because when you go out on the streets and you work with other vegans who are talking to people, all this kind of stuff, you start to formulate what you think and how you want to talk and how you want to be, the kind of person you want to be, the kind of activism you want to do. And it really helps to be around other people doing this kind of stuff so you can start to, chisel out who you're going to be, get inspired, get assistance, advice, have a support network. I think that's a really good place to start. Favorite animal, goats. Has to be goats. They're awesome. I love goats. They're fucking sick. They have the most interesting personalities, goats. I've never met a boring goat. Have you guys ever met a boring goat? I've never met a boring goat. They're never boring. If you could force 20 million people to be vegan through tyrannical law, would you do it? No, I don't think so. No. But it's a I don't know. I don't like these hypotheticals because they lead people into, I wouldn't do it, but in this hypothetical, not because I think it wouldn't, not because I don't care about animals clearly, but because it's just a very, very it's likely to have backlash, it's likely to have uprisings, and it's likely to make the whole thing so much worse for animals at some point. Just push it all underground, like black market slaughterhouses, stuff like that. No, definitely not a good idea. Keep up the great work. Thank you. When do you predict that the world is mostly vegan? I kind of already asked that one. Sorry, Dawn. That's so amazing. I love hearing this. Someone put, it's nice. Why do you keep trying to turn people vegan when they state they don't want to? Because I care about animals, and I don't care if someone wants to stab animals. I'll do my best to convince them to stop stabbing animals. Very simple stuff, guys. Isn't it? What day did you go vegan and why? I don't remember the day. But I explained why a little earlier, so. My throat's starting to go a bit funny. Do you think it would be better if humans moved to other habitable planets or moons and leave this Earth for animals to thrive upon, given that it would at least lead to the elimination of unnecessary vehicle collisions and constructions which destroy the lives of animals on this planet? Of course, before that, repairing the damages brought on Earth by humans. My take on... I mean, that's a long-winded, strange question. No offense, Summiton. But yeah, no, I'm not going to go for this. Too late in the day for that one, bro. I'm sorry. Why are vegans so awesome and why are carnists losers? It's just the way of the world. Do you play music? Yeah, I play guitar. If social media didn't exist, so no YouTube, Twitter, anything where you could be an activist on the internet, where would you do more of your time? Would you do more street talks, go to protests, get involved politically with animal rights, write a book, etc.? I'd do what I'm doing right now, actually. I'd do the project. I'd do the project that I'm doing right now, actually, which currently has to stay confidential, but... you'll see what I mean when it's done. Because that doesn't require social media. I think that's what I would spend my time doing. Nice. Sweet. Guys. Damn, we're almost at 3 hours right now. So, 2 things for you. 1, broccoli's in the chat if you're having a nice time. 2, start getting your last questions in because we're not finished yet, but we're probably going to finish pretty soon. So fly in the last minute questions, the last minute super chats, which you're going to fly over. I'm sure the last minute Streamlabs tips, guys. Come on. Let's make it now. Let's do it now, huh? Show me you love me. Show me the money. Hey, show me the love, not the money. Show me the love, guys. All right. Should we have a little? Okay, tell you what we'll do for the final kind of however many minutes. Let's get back to Twitter and let's see where we're at, if people have responded, and we'll do a couple, and then I'll keep an eye out for your questions as well. I see we got one already from Dillian, Pickle Twitch. When was the last time you saw a goat? With you, I think, mate. I think it was actually with you. In the unnamed place, in the unnamed part of the world, which we can't talk about. But it was in a sanctuary, and we had a nice time. It was really cool. Yeah, but it was a long time ago. You're right, bro. I need to go see some more goats soon. Make some new goat friends. Yeah, love goats, man. I love goats. All right. Any responses? There's a response here. So I put the only way to avoid that would not to exist. Well, the government needs to step up and must stop all the barbaric suffering. Yeah. Well, of course, I agree. The response to this one has come. So where somebody said, look, every person is unique and has their own reasons for their dietary choices. And I said, well, that's true. And then they responded saying, it's a universal sentiment that extends beyond our species. We all have a desire to live, to be free from pain and suffering, and to experience the joy of life. Health is a fundamental desire for all beings, not just humans. What's the optimal human diet? Another question. You know that it's pseudo scientific to claim that there is an optimal diet. Everyone's using that word optimal, and it's just nonsense. There is no optimal diet because, for example, a plant-based diet, people say a plant-based diet is optimal, or a whole food plant-based diet is optimal. Which whole foods? Because some people can't tolerate some of the whole foods in a whole food plant-based diet, right? Some people can't tolerate lentils, but they're fine with chickpeas. Some people can't do chickpeas, but they're fine with lentils. Some people can't do sesame seeds, but they're fine with flax seeds. Some people can't do carrots, but they're fine with sweet potato. Do you know what I mean? When I say can't do, I mean just some people, I don't know, just don't tolerate them very well. They get like a bit of gassy or whatever. They don't particularly like it. So optimal diet, if we're looking at even just a whole food plant-based diet, one person's optimal. What does that mean? Versus someone else's optimal. So if one person's like, nah, I don't ever eat lentils, and the other one's like, I eat so many lentils, but I don't do chickpeas, and the other person does chickpeas, which one of them's optimal? It's just a really kind of pointless task. The only thing that's important, there's two things that are important. One is what you're eating, funding these disgusting industries that breed animals and abuse their bodies and then kill them. Okay? One. No, we're not going to fund that. Great. Okay. Now the next point. What are you eating, and is it making you healthy? So you're eating plant-based because you want to avoid all of that industry. Well done. Great. Okay, next. Are you healthy? Do you feel healthy? I feel healthy. Great. Are you exercising? Are you drinking enough water? Are you sleeping enough? Yeah, all those things are great. Okay, cool. Then what are you eating? Is what you're eating? Are you just healthy despite what you're eating? Like, is what you're eating not very good, but you just happen to be healthy? Okay, well then maybe we should look into changing that, because you might feel good now, but maybe, years down the line, you want to adapt the plant-based diet to make sure it's healthy. Otherwise you're not going to be healthy. And this is me I'm moving off of ethics into a health point here, because people won't stay vegan if they become unhealthy. This is why we see sometimes actual vegans start walking back because they haven't figured out, or they've messed up their health by eating stupid fucking raw diets where they only eat jackfruit or they only eat mangoes, right? You might feel good now, but fast forward 5 years and you're going to be telling everybody, oh, the plant-based diet made me sick. Like, no, eating mangoes for nothing else but mangoes made you sick, right? So these are the things you got to consider. These are the things you got to look at about your diet. Are you eating loads and loads of processed junk? You might feel okay right now, but that's going to bite you in the ass at some point. Processed vegan junk will come back and bite you in the ass, right? That's a message I need to take seriously too, because I'm lazy. And and I'm, we're working a lot. So recently, Annie and I said, listen, we've been eating too much vegan junk. Let's cut back on it. So today we had some really, really nice whole food meals. We had like kale chips, sweet potatoes, some crushed chickpeas mixed into some kind of paste thing, and with some like nice whole wheat bread, and what else? Sesame seeds on top, some spinach, some tofu, right? Very, very minimal processing and minimal salt and all this, and just really nice meal, very wholesome meal. Now we're going to try and do more of that because we realized through traveling and stuff like, oh, we've just been eating some, processed junk a lot of the time, eating some crap because it's just easy. You just travel to a place like, oh, gosh, just order some food, order from this vegan restaurant, burgers, whatever, order from here, or just go here. Or like, you don't want to be, So now we're making a bit more of an effort to make that right and sort that out. So this is what I mean. These are the things you got to be conscious of, and especially as vegans, we should be conscious because we want to try and stay healthy, right? We're the best for animals. We got energy. We can get out there. We can keep fighting hard, and we don't run into any problems. And we look good. We look like glowing. Got a good skin color. You're not looking all pale and malnourished, or if you eat too much junk food, you're not like fat and looking tired all the time, because when you eat a fuck ton of junk food, that happens. You start looking tired all the time, and you start gaining weight in places where you don't want weight and stuff like that. So it works out if we can try and be healthy as well as being vegan. It's not a necessity, obviously. I'm just saying it works out best for everybody if we can do it that way. But anyway, back to this person's point. This whole optimal diet thing is nonsense. That was the point I was getting at anyway. I kind of went off on a separate tangent. But that's not to shame any of you guys. If you are not currently in a healthy position, if you're not healthy and you are eating a lot of shit, and you are what I've just described, like you've not got color in your skin, you've got bags under your eyes, you are a bit chunky in places you don't want to be chunky. That's not me shaming you, by the way. That's your choice. You do you, right? I'm just saying it's in your best interests to try and look into changing that. It's better for you. It's better for animals. You'll be a better representation. You'll be better and more energy to help animals, right? And in the long run, you will thank yourself for it, So you don't need to beat yourself up about it if you're not currently in that position. That's not what I'm saying. Just saying a bit of encouragement, Let's sort it out. I believe in you. You know what I'm saying? I believe in you guys. Oh yeah, here we go. This might cause some shit. Oh, cool. We actually have just a nice response from Minimal Vegan. Veganism is not a diet. 3 fries and Coke a day can be vegan, but surely not healthy. A well-planned plant diet, for example, with whole foods can be quite healthy, especially fiber for gut health, a field where a lot of research is being done. Good. Asked about health. Again, no answer to the question. Well, that's because it's not about health, is it? Veganism is not about health, mate. Anything else? Yeah, it's just like a vegan comment. We're not getting too many responses. It's all good. All right, guys. Well, listen, I enjoyed today. This was fun to do with you guys. I'm glad we had a nice experience together. And I got some stuff coming up for you, so stay tuned. We got some nice things coming next week. We've got Face the Facts Friday. All right, guys. Face the Facts Friday next Friday. Tomorrow, I'm posting. I hopefully will be posting if I can get it rendered and uploaded. It's a long video. I'm posting my. Oh no, it isn't that one. Hold up, wait, which one? Wait a minute. Okay, no. Tomorrow I'm posting a shorter video, which is do you know GB News in England? They're basically England's version of Fox News. And I'm posting a response that I did to one of their anchors who went on this massive anti-vegan rant. So I was going to put it in last month's Face the Facts Friday, but it was 8 minutes long. So I figured I'll take it out, put it in its own video. So I'll post that tomorrow. I think it's good. I think it's pretty interesting what this guy's saying. It might make you angry because he's such an idiot. He's like a Piers Morgan wannabe, basically. So that's going up tomorrow. And I've got an interview with Faraz Harsini, Dr. Faraz Harsini. That will be coming soon. Face the Facts Friday is coming. And I've got so many outreach videos for you guys. I was editing some today and yesterday, and my God, some of them are intense, man. really, at the time they didn't feel that intense, but watching the footage back, I'm like, holy shit, that got deep there. That got, you know, and I'm like, I didn't realize I was so confrontational. Sometimes I'm like, shit, maybe I need to be a little less aggressive, huh? So yeah, there you go, guys. That's coming. That's coming. I'll do this one last question here then. Or two last questions. I see two last questions are coming in here. Let's have a look. I'm turning vegan, but it's hard for me to make the change. Any advice? Well, it depends on what's hard for you. Okay, so put it this way. It's not hard. Excuse me. Okay. Going vegan isn't hard when you consider what the alternative is. And I don't mean like, oh, eating meat, you know. That's not the alternative. The alternative is paying somebody to breed an animal by force and then keep that animal in captivity and use their body against their will, and then sell them off to a slaughterhouse who will shoot them or gas them or electrocute them and then stab them. So is it hard? Really? I doubt you would say it's hard compared to the alternative, right? Okay, so first of all, there's that. Now, I guess what you're saying is it's not very convenient. And it isn't in the beginning. It's not convenient in the beginning. I agree. In the beginning, it's tricky. You're learning new things. You're learning new recipes. You're learning what to buy from the shop. Inconvenient to do all of that, but it is worth it. So I highly recommend in this first weeks, check out a website called challenge22.com. Challenge22.com. They offer a free 22-day starter pack for new vegans, and they'll give you loads of support, recipes, nutritional advice, everything you need. Because in the first 22 days, first couple of weeks, you're going to find it to be, you know, a little bit tough sometimes, learning all this new stuff. These guys are in the best position to help you with that, all right? Challenge22.com. Go check it out. Go sign up. You won't regret it, mate. And thank you for making the change. Thank you for doing this. I do value you doing this. I value your honesty. And I'm just trying to be real with you, right? I want to be real with you here. And I really hope that you do this properly, go full vegan. And when you do, get back here and tell everybody here. And everyone here is going to help you as well. If you want to drop your email address or something, or your Instagram or your Twitter bio, or Twitter at here in the chat, people can reach out to you and help you as well. All right. We're all here to help, mate. So yeah, cheers again for popping in here. What was it up to with the chat? I was finishing up, but I see a couple of questions came in, so I'll go for this one. Hi, David. Hi, Chris. How optimistic are you about the future? Do you think that animal products will be illegal during our lifetime? No, I don't think they'll be illegal. I think that's going to be a future generations battle. I think what we're going to be doing here now, we're setting the foundations for this potential future. But I don't see it succeeding in our lifetime because, and it's not depressing because like I said, we're building for it. Future generations will succeed. We won't fail, but we are building up to it. And I think we're going to be a very, very big, important part of that. Thank you for the question. All right. Perfect. All right. So guys, great talking with you all. And checking the chat. No, we're all good. We're all good. Cool. Nice bio, Raptor. Oh, iconic. Thanks for being honest, dude. I see you in the chat saying, you know, thanks for the motivation. You will try and succeed. I'm sure you will succeed, bro. I'm 100% sure you will succeed because if your heart's in the right place, you are going to succeed. It's going to happen. And as I said, we're all here to help you. So come back here anytime. Have a chat with us. We're going to be here, right? I'm not going anywhere. I'm streaming at like probably twice a week at this point. So I'm here. Pop in the chat. Let us know what's going on. Update us on you, all right? To everybody else, thank you. Everybody who joined today, thank you for tipping. Thank you for sending through the super chats, guys. And remember, if you want to be a part of this team and really help in a big way for us to continue what we're doing with these live streams, with these videos, with Face to Facts Friday, with that going out and doing outreach, which I have loads of outreach and I'm about to do a load more. If you want to be a big part of this and help me out, if you can, please do consider joining the YouTube membership team or the Patreon team or both. which means that you can support us, be part of the team, of the core team that makes all of this possible. And as a bonus point, guys, Patreon allows you to have this really cool thing where you can DM me. So on Patreon, I always respond to the DMs because it's a specific space only for the core team. All right, so it's really good for that, and I always respond because I prioritize you guys because you're so important. You make everything possible. So please do consider joining one or the other. It means a hell of a lot to us, especially right now where we've got a lot going on. And thank you to everybody who already is in the team, you fucking legends, making all this shit possible. I really appreciate you guys. You're helping us do great things for animals. So thank you to everybody who's already a member and part of the Patreon team or part of the YouTube memberships team. You guys are awesome. Keep on being legends, you lot, and I'll catch you in the next one.